Hi guys, thanks for joining me and welcome to this reading for October with Venus retrograde. I'm super excited to be here with you guys. I'm going to read for this sign first. If you're new to the channel or if you don't have your notification bell turned on, this is how it's supposed to look. It's located by the subscribe button and you just want to click it and say that you want notifications. A lot of people don't know to do that when they subscribe. And welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining us. Also, I'm going to do the beginning part of the reading without knowing what sign it is. I just think it's like a neat test to see what kind of energy comes through without any kind of astrological bias. Okay, so why don't we take a look? Although I know it's one of two signs. It's either Pisces or Taurus, because that's the last two signs that I'm at. So anyway, let's take a look at your reading. So we have the Fortune card, okay, and then we have the Page of Wands, and then we have the Fool. So wow, okay, so this is a new adventure in a new direction, something that you were really excited for. I feel as though luck is changing for the better, and I think you're beginning some kind of new beginning that you're really excited about. Let's take a look at your card on the bottom. We have the openness message. I feel as though there's great openness and availability to you to move in this direction. So I'm going to expand on these three cards with a 9-card spread on Vimeo. It's not very long, so I just included it in your October package. So if you click on the buy all option, you will get the October monthlies as well as this spread in it so far. I don't know if I'll include anything else. I usually add things in as the month rolls on. We're not even in October, so anyway. But this is for October 6th through November 16th. So let's see what sign you are. Oh, so it's Bulls. Okay, I could have expected that. Pisces has a lot of really interesting energy going on in it. And when I say interesting, I'm not saying like easy. So I think that Taurus has overwhelmingly, overall, when looking at your whole entire year, you have probably one of the better charts or better transits. That doesn't mean that your life will be perfect. And especially if you have other transits in certain signs, it can get difficult. However, I think the Venus retrograde period for you has a lot to do with partnerships, and especially in October when Venus is in Scorpio. So Venus will be in Scorpio in the 7th house, and so at that time there will be a big focus on partnerships, relationships, and balance in relationships. When she moves into your 6th house, I feel as though there will be a focus on day-to-day activities and what have you been doing up until now in terms of your daily practice, daily efforts towards things. And I think that you may have people come through in your life, both people that you knew before on a daily basis, but more importantly, with Venus retrograde, we're always talking about relationships. And so I feel like the Venus retrograde in Scorpio for the first part of the reading, or first part of the in October, will be very significant for you, and you should expect partnership issues to come through. Judging from your tarot cards here, it looks like the movement is in a positive direction, like you are upwards and onwards with your energy. You might be interacting with a Sag, Leo, or Aries and beginning something new with them in a positive direction. Okay, Taurus? So why don't we take a look at your heart-shaped spread, and we'll take this over here. And I'm using the Oracle Tarot to pick these cards first. Okay, so your first card is, ooh, look at this. So this is the Blessed Love Life. Sorry for the translucent card. I love these cards, but they don't show up on the screen very well. So you have a very good connection, a very good relationship, understanding with someone else, a balance in terms of a love relationship, balance in terms of a good understanding between yourself and others. I feel as though there is a success moving forward. Relationships are coming into focus, and I think that you and your partner are on a better footing than ever before. Even if there has been some issues, I feel like it's a better footing nonetheless. The next message is the Justice card. So this is what you're looking for in a relationship. You might be looking to hook up with a Libra, or you might be looking for fairness in a relationship. You want to keep the relationship that you have fair. If you don't have a relationship, you're looking for a relationship that is not going to step on your toes, that's going to be equitable towards you. You're also looking for the Seven of Cups. This is a weird combination because this is like the most grounded card in the world, most focused on reality, and this is about complete illusion, complete illusion, complete inspiration, decadence it's called, and indulgence. Yeah. So you want a little bit of both. You want a little romance, a lot of romance, I think, and you want something that you can trust and come home to. So I don't know if this is in your current relationship or the relationship that you desire, but why don't we take a look at what your partner wants? If you don't have a partner, this is the energy that the universe is bringing to you. So they're bringing in the Ace of Pentacles. Sorry about the light. I don't think we can fix it. But I think that your partner is experiencing maybe a new job offer, some kind of increase in financial pay. They have like a little bit of a energetic push in their life, and they feel motivated by this energy. They're excited about whatever prospects it brings, and they're excited about the directions that it's going to take. I feel as they're growing financially, and I think that this is a really good thing because they probably want to share it with you if they're in your life. Now, if they are not in your life yet, this can mean that your soulmate is somehow delayed because they have to attend to this. They have to attend to this new beginning. So that has to kind of solidify and crystallize for them, and then they will ultimately figure out how to kind of blend it all in. But they are looking for marriage. They're looking for family. They're looking for tradition, which is like a common ground with people, common understanding. And so I feel like your relationship is both motivated by altruistic things. You want balance and order. They want relationship, community, and family, which is kind of harmonious if you ask me. The next cards represent the next stage in this transition. So you've got the Tower. Wow, okay. Unexpected, to be honest. But maybe you come to realize some things. Maybe you've realized that you're asking too much. I feel like you're asking too much in relationships, to be honest. And I feel like if you take a small step back, it doesn't mean that you don't have to get what you want. If you take a small step back, you will in some way get an opportunity to really embrace new possibilities and new possibilities. Take a small step back, embrace possibilities, and also kind of keep things a little bit more manageable. You might be finding out some type of new information that is going to change things for you in the way that you think, or maybe a new opportunity comes for you on the horizon that you will be considering. The next message is the Nine of Wands. And so I feel as though your partner, your prospective partner, I feel as though they're taking a step back. I sense a bit of jealousy. I feel like something good is happening for you and something good just happened to them. But I think your good is way better than what happened for them. So I think they're sitting there happy for you, but at the same time they feel like, oh darn, I wish that was me. I wish I had that opportunity. The next messages represent advice cards for you. You have the Six of Pentacles, unexpected help. So this might be something that comes through, and maybe in your good fortune, you offer to help them in some situation. This can increase bonding, but remember, when you kind of help people, they sometimes don't necessarily take it the right way. The next message is the Lovers. I think it's on you to really open your heart to your family and to good connections, and really in some way welcome them in and build those bonds. This could also be to turn towards a Gemini. I feel as though you have been enjoying yourself a lot, Taurus, and I think this Tower could possibly be not yours. For some of you, this represents somebody else's tower who's around you, and you are going to have to step in and help them in some way. So next is the card for your partners, the next two cards. And we have the advice cards, or if you don't have a partner, this is what the universe is kind of telling you or giving you further advice, further clarification. You have the Wheel of Fortune, which is good luck and joy in situations. And then you have caring for yourself, which is the Eight of Swords. I feel as though everything's assuring you that your luck isn't changing, that things are moving in a positive direction, and that you will ultimately find the silver lining. You will find the solution to everything that's been going on, or the partner will. I feel as though their luck will shift, and I think that, you know what I feel like? I feel like they're going to say something towards you that is going to, I feel like they're going to say something towards you that is in some way going to, how do you say? Like they're going to say something in the heat of jealousy before something good happens to them. And they're going to be kind of exposing themselves in a way. And they're going to be showing their true intentions. And you'll be like, but you just said that. And now you're saying this. So there'll be like this question mark that is involved in this relationship. Here is the next message, and the outcome card is the Last Judgment. I feel as though you're making a decision to move forward, maybe to reconcile, to forgive in this situation. This card is encouraging forgiveness. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you think that you have such a balanced relationship and such a balanced dynamic going on, and then you realize like, oh crap, this person's actually jealous of me. I thought they were my best friend. And so I feel as though time changes for you for the better, and for them for the better. And I think that you forgive them after a period of some kind of discomfort between the two of you. So this card of openness, it's like, you know, when you fight in a relationship, or when there's discord, when you come back together, that is the improvement of a relationship. That's like a progress of trust. So don't be so afraid of like sticking up for yourself in a relationship or whatever. I think that, yeah, you will be progressing towards something better, and you will be progressing towards harmony. And I think it's on you to kind of wean them back into your life. If you're single, then I feel as though this could be people around you, and I think that you should just facilitate a positive attitude towards them, even if they haven't been super positive towards you. Not everybody has a good transit this year, and then maybe also it's just understanding maybe that's the path that they're on. So you just need to kind of be happy for the things that are happening for you, and don't hold it against them. And provided you still like them, provided you still care about them, which it looks like you do, I think that you'll have an opportunity to kind of put it all to rest and forget about it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope you have a happy Venus retrograde. I will talk with you soon. Take care. Bye. Hey Taurus, welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to be here with you guys, and we're going to do your Celtic Cross for the month of November. I'm super excited to be able to bring this to you. Hopefully you guys are doing well. I just want to turn on some music for y'all. You all will get some music. Hey girl, hey. Oh man, I feel super relieved, and I've been waiting for you guys to be, I've just been waiting to do this reading for a minute, and I really am excited. I've already done the other Taurus readings. It's not about that. The whole series of Taurus readings, I had to like, yeah, it was a thing, you know, like being here and being present. So I'm glad I could be here with you. And we got music. Hey girl, hey. I don't want to delete this, but please comment and like. I feel like the vibe is good. That's why I'm not starting over. Usually if I chit chat too much, I start over. I'm like, they don't want to hear me. Well, many of you do want to hear me, but then there's always that one. Tauruses always want to hear me because you guys are too nice to actually say, no, Varush, we actually don't want to hear you. We just want the goods. Okay. Most Tauruses are you guys are like probably my nicest bunch. Taurus is nice. It's just, very rarely. Tauruses get crazy before they get gross, you know? Some Tauruses can be really crazy, but overall you guys are pretty nice. Okay, so let's see, November. Celtic Cross. Knight of Pentacles. There you go. You're out on a quest. This is the Blanco Narrow deck, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. So there's a knight on a quest. He's going on a journey. He wants to achieve certain things, and he's got your back. Now, this could be you or a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Or this could be you. I think you're heading out. You've let go of... Sorry. What I've seen with these readings is that this is a microcosm of the other ones. So this is kind of like the consolidation of everything. So it's a good one. I just wanted to let that pass. But I feel like this is the consolidation of you having been stabbed in the back, betrayed, picked up again, and then tossed forward. The message was to the side, but I think there's a little bit of like ill-wishing spirits around because they keep on coming through as like negative talk, which is unnecessary. So if you're having these kinds of feelings, don't let that haunt you. It's just little spirits playing. Here is your next message. We have the moon. I feel like there's a very clear way forward. However, there's still mixed feelings. I told you guys in Vimeo, and I'll tell you everyone right now for free, even if you don't want to rent the Vimeo, which is linked down below if you do want it. I think that there's going to be issues that come up with mother, and that has to do with something I didn't really highlight on your YouTube, and I promised I would. When you have the North Node here, this is when you were a kid. So this is going to point you right straight back into mom's arms. And what did mom do right or wrong with you? And it doesn't mean your mom's terrible. It's just that is coming out as a solution to something else you're dealing with. Okay. The next message is the Four of Cups. I feel like there is offers on the table, solutions and offers on the table. Something unexpected is coming through, or maybe you've been waiting for one thing and then you get another. But there is going to be offers of assistance. You know, when people say I was really on my path and everything fell in line, this is kind of the energy that you're getting up into, but not quite. That energy is going to really rev up for you in the month of November, like March 2019. I know it's a while, but before you know it, we'll be there. I can't believe it's like the second to last month of 2018. So we have the Seven of Swords below. You're getting away unharmed from a situation. I feel like there was treachery. I feel like there was some real shady stuff going on that you were completely caught off guard by. And I feel like this treachery that came through had to do with how happy you were in the spring. Because greedy eyes, they hate happiness. Or they love happiness so much they love to go and pervert it, right? So I feel like you've gotten through something, and you're getting yourself out of a situation with people and circumstances that were really not good for you. They latched onto you, and it was not good for you. The Queen of Wands in the past. Ooh, sorry. I have a ringing in my ear. Lots of stuff going on here. There's like mixed messages for Taurus. So Queen of Wands, a Sagittarius or Aries, there was a key communication that happened between you and someone else that illuminated the situation. So now we know who told you this. It was a Sagittarius or Aries, let you into what was going on. You didn't know. This person illuminated it. She told you, she or he told you what was truthful in the situation. The oncoming energy is the Star. And so I feel like there is a destined and a purpose that's unwavering from the one before, but it's even more now. This could be the oncoming of a soulmate or a fated relationship, but more than anything else, I feel like you are still on your path to where you were going before. It's so, how can they think they can knock you off your end game? Like your end game's here, But like, but in reality, you have so much in the way of mental focus and groundedness in your thoughts and ideas that even this won't throw it off. Although that's going to be an interesting combination. We'll talk about that when I do the Jupiter and Sag reading, I'll explain it to you there. But this is changed. This is kind of homeostasis, keeping something consistent. So I feel like you're heading off in a new path, and but it's the same path at the same time. You had been distracted. You know when you think you have friends, you know when you think you have people who in some way, you start even building your life in the direction, not necessarily like with them or anything, but like you really think that's how it is. You get comfortable in your surroundings, and you know, and then the truth and the reality come through, and she tells you like, this is how it is. You know, this is there's shady shit going on here, she says, in the most bright and light sort of way, and you have enough time to remove yourself from it, and it's with dignity. There's no kind of, you know, Taurus in the night kind of thing. This is you in with dignity, and as you may be sitting there kind of upset by what's going on, something's gonna come in that's gonna lift your spirit, and you'll buckle up and you'll be like, okay, see ya. You get your way through immediately. I feel really strongly that you've been done wrong by, and I've said that in every single one of your readings for November. And I feel very strongly like you did, you know, there's their truth, your truth, and then there's a common truth, whatever. And how oftentimes both people are in some way a part of a situation. In this circumstance, I feel like you, Taurus, are absolutely not a part of this. This is completely being at you. And I don't like encouraging that kind of mentality because it's toxic. But when you see someone being victimized, you're enabling if you don't say it how it is. And I don't think that it's something that will hurt you or harm you in the long term. It's hurtful, and there's ill feelings because of it, and there's sadness for having, like, this was orchestrated this way. It was ugly. This ugly orchestrated, like, attempt at taking all the flowers you received in the spring. No, you will in some way carry on and stronger than ever. And maybe in November it's going to feel in certain ways that you are still attached to this energy. This person's going to also go, Taurus, but this isn't the bad person. This is a good person who told you the truth. Okay? Sun, moon, or rising, but you're heading in a very clear direction, and you're heading on your own, possibly with the King of Cups. You, Seven of Pentacles, really making long-term decisions, long-term plans about the way forward. Around you is the Page of Wands, a Sag, a Leo, or an Aries. So this is the person who runs through, who's sort of selfish, sort of self-centered. They're very youthful, so how can you blame them? They're kind of funny like that. And that's kind of, you know, 5-year-olds, for example, what do? I want. And even when they're like 18, you know, whatever, teenagers, they have but they're cool. Like, there's nothing wrong. It's not narcissistic when a child does it. It's a narcissistic thing when an adult, inappropriate. It's narcissistic when a child does it, but it's part of the personal development. You can't hold it against kids. And this may be a very youthful person, like somebody under 25, you know? So anywhere, but even younger than that, yeah? 3 or significantly younger than you. This person, great but unstable, not necessarily contributing to your best life this month. The next message is the Chariot. And so look at this. You're going over the Chariot. I love the Chariot for Taurus. I told you guys in the other reading, Taurus and Cancer should be a match. Really, really good match. So soulmate, overcoming business, any fallout that you've had in business, any kind of disappointments. I think that you're rising above everything that's been going on. On the bottom, look at you go. Ace of Taurus is having a new relationship. New relationship, Taurus. Score number 1. Overcoming problems, moving forward in a good direction, clarity of the issue, freedom. Freedom of attachment, of sentiment, because Tauruses are very loyal and they're very committed, and so it's very hard for a Taurus to break apart and really remove themselves from the emotional attachment to people that they have truly cared about. And so sometimes, because they would continue a relationship if they could, but if the relationship has, or relationships have done, put them in a position, it's like when they have the clarity, once they understand, I made a mistake. And I think the fixed signs really stand to learn from just telling themselves, I made a mistake. It's a very healing sort. I have a lot of fixed signs in my chart, so think about it. I have made it's okay to make a mistake, because then that releases you from the attachment and the responsibility you feel towards trying to, you figure out what your actual crops are, right? Rather than waiting for like the weeds to grow in, you identify what the fruit bearing plants are. You know, which plants are the ones that are going to be yielding for you the star and the chariot in terms of love, success. These are beautiful outcomes. Well-deserved, Taurus. Taurus back on top. Hey girl, hey, I'm glad it turned out this way. So like I said, this is a microcosm of the previous readings. It's meant to be like a corollary for the astrology and the other stuff. So I hope it's helpful. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye, guys. And watch all the other videos on your playlist. Bye. Hi everybody, and thank you for joining me, and welcome to this past life regression. This is a collective past life regression that I am doing for 2 purposes. One is to activate your past life awareness and get you connected to past life memories. The second is to gather information, so I'll explain the second part in just a moment. So what we're trying to do today is to collectively get in touch with past life information. At the end of this video, if I don't forget, I will do a pick a card for the manifesting playlist, and you'll do a pick a card, and we'll post the videos for the pick a card tomorrow and the next day on the manifesting playlist that goes with the other manifesting videos. Okay, so today is kind of like a different scene, so if you're here just for a quick reading, want to know your future, this is probably not the video for you. What we're taking a look at is really trying to get connected with past life energy, really get into the flow of things, really become aware of what's going on around us, and bring forward information that will convey insight into presence, for a lack of a better word. Okay, so I'm trying to describe this. I pulled out my amethyst. I want you guys to see it. I love this amethyst. It's such a chunky one. He's so fun. He's my fatty. And then I have this, which you guys may have heard about, especially if you've gotten a reading from me. I don't really show it on the channel, but this is an obsidian, and you can see that it has a resonance within it, and I use it when I do private readings with past lives. This is what I'm scrying through, so it's quite beautiful. And yeah, and I also have incense just to get everything started. So what we're gonna do first is, this is more of like a tarot talk informal session. We're gonna open up okay I'm gonna open up the ceremony, the situation, and I want you guys to understand that you are very much a part of this. So I want you guys to get as comfortable as possible and contribute, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching a taped version of this. I want you to get really connected energetically to this reading and see what kind of information you get, because a part of this is trying to tap the collective unconscious and really get connected with what information you are getting. So anytime you watch this, it will be helpful. Those are just my angel cards, and this is another twin. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I have twins all over the place. Twins, 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 twins. And a citrine that you guys probably can't see very well. Well, there it is. It's a very clear citrine. Beautiful, hey? Okay, so good vibes all around. All right. So I'm going to, this is a little astral travel incense, so hopefully this will help with intuition. I also have some incense left over from Madame Phoenix, and this is a long time ago I did this session, and she sent me this. I bought it from her, but I really like it, and it's the Second Sight incense, and it's used primarily for scrying, for divination work. So usually when you're doing this kind of work, it's a good idea to kind of have some, I'm pretty informal with my energy work. I'm very kind of like go with the flow. This feels like it's a good time to do it, so let's do it kind of thing. So you guys have seen me kind of just pop onto Instagram or YouTube and be like, yo, let's do this. And then you guys are like, yeah, that feels great. So let me know in the comments if you have like an ability or consciousness, and I'll walk you guys through the steps of how to do the reading now, so you guys can get kind of prepared with the energy and how to respond to it. So if you have never done anything like this before, that's totally okay. And I really want you guys to participate. So this is a huge part of today's video. It's participation. Also, if you have headphones and you want to get into a deeper meditative state, then you want to get your headphones on for this video. If you usually don't watch it with headphones, you may want to. I do have like a deep binaural a track that I prepared for you guys, and so this is a pretty deep binaural. So if you don't really want the binaural, all you can do is just watch without the headphones. If you want the binaural, the deep stimulation meditation, you want to get really nice and comfortable. You really want to like kind of open up your throat chakra, get grounded, you know, get sort of alert and present with the energy, and we'll see what we will get. I'm just going to try this. This is the first time I think I'm doing it this way, but I feel like it might work. I feel like we've done stuff like this before on the tarot dish. I don't know if any of you remember, but we did all sorts of different kind of awareness raising videos. So this is one of them. And so if you're watching this part of the manifestation series, the way this is supposed to correlate is that hopefully this will tap into some kind of deeper resonance and therefore bring awareness to a more kind of impactful way of thinking about things. We'll also separate the reading on its own. Tomorrow I will separate this. So this is what you're watching is the whole video, and then I will post a second video with just the reading for those of you who just want like the answer, boom, bam, I get it, you know, I get it. Okay, so yeah, so I hope this is helpful. I'm gonna move this out of the way. I wonder if you guys can smell the smoke. It actually smells really good. So, but this isn't a smoke for smelling, right? This is a smoke for business. We're here to do business, everyone. Now, I don't want to start joking around and stuff, because when I joke around, then it takes me a while to get back into things. And this isn't a normal reading, so this is very non-commercial. If you guys would be kind and support me and hit the like button, then that will help. Oh. So there's 3 different messages that, oh, I forgot to tell you guys, we're going to also do this. And I forget what this is called, but this is a machine to align energy, so we'll do that after the reading. And that's going to be between the reading and the pick a card. Yes? So. There's going to be a lot of downtime too here, so you just got to chill, you know? If you're into a 5-minute reading, this is not it. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start playing the binaural. All right. And oh, one more thing. I want you guys to please comment. So one of the main things with this reading is your participation. So don't be shy. Nobody's paying attention. And if you do want to be private in your comments, write it down on a notepad and send me an email with it, and I can keep you anonymous. But what we're trying to do in this situation, I'll explain it now. I'll start the main video, okay? Okay. That's probably the best. Okay, I actually got in much faster into meditation than I thought, so we can begin. Thanks, you guys, for being here. Anybody who's a moderator, who's here a lot, if somebody starts coming in and asking weird questions, just give them like the polite answer. Most likely they don't even know that this is a different type of video, okay? So participate. Those people who are strong at this, who do this a lot, please take the leadership and help other people, encourage other people to give feedback, ask questions, and all of that, because we want to really get that generated conversation going for the purpose of bringing out a deeper answer, okay? Maribel, I'm glad you're here. Okay, okay, so I'm gonna just start. Hey everybody, and thank you for joining me, and welcome to this reading for the past life regression. This is a collective session, which means that everybody who's participating is asked to give some type of feedback into the session. So you don't have to, but if you can, if anything comes to mind, please feel free to do so. This is a part of the manifestation series. And so we are bringing into attention information from our past lives, from our future lives, and from other dimensions. So anybody who has any type of modality that they want to bring awareness to, you're totally welcome to do it. Okay. Let me know how the sound is, by the way. I have this obsidian here, and you guys can see it's iridescent. This is what I use for scrying for past lives and future lives. And I have this rattle, that's what you're hearing here. Also, you want to put on your headphones if you want a deeper meditation, because the point of this is that you meditate and that you connect with the messages and see what is coming through. Is it too loud for you guys with the headphones? I'll turn it down if it's too loud, no problem. The other thing is anything that comes to mind, whether you're watching live or taped, please write it down. Okay? So please write it down, and if you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, then please send me an email, okay? So this is like a non-traditional reading. At the end, we're going to do this. This is an energetic activation. I forget what this is called, but this is a really powerful energy generator. Now, if you work with technology, or if you are interested in starseed stuff, then please let us know and contribute, and take leadership in that direction. And then finally, we're going to do a pick a card for all the people that are in the manifestation group. And so we will work through that tomorrow and over the next day in your manifestation playlist. So that's going to be in the About section below. Sounds good? Okay, so the primary intention for this is to gather information on things that are partial in our consciousness, and so that we can connect to each other like nodes. so that that consciousness grows and brings awareness. So think in the abstract. Think of abstract art rather than something that is specific, okay? Okay, so we can start. I have some good decks for you guys today. So we have the Mary L. Tarot. I have to be careful because this one's like a mirror. Okay, good. Oh, one card already came out. So our card is the Five of Swords. So, okay, so we're thinking about the current energy. So this has a legacy of some kind of, there's been shortcomings, and over time things have been stretching. Over time things have been stretching to meet a certain mark. Things have been repeatedly manifesting, coming into life in order to become reality. So over and over and over again, some type of energy has been coming through and crystallizing into this form, and in some way trying to create an improvement in the broken energy that has come through. Again, I want you guys to encourage you to focus on the cards and on the reading, and to bring about any kind of interpretation you see from the cards or from what I'm saying. So if you, in your mind's eye, if you're not very good at this, so I'll coach you through it. In your mind's eye, if in some way you see, let's see, you see a red car, or you see an ice cream cone, then just say what you see without any kind of judgment, because when you say that, somebody else might hear it and then they will resonate with it, okay? Here is the next card. We have the High Priestess. So we're talking about resonant energy to do with awareness. She's like an empty cup that wants to be filled forever. So there's no, she's like bottomless pit of information. She really wants to absorb everything in the universe, right? It's probably she represents the edge of the universe in a certain way, because that is where there is the most amount of space between all the things within it. That's when things really grow apart and become sparse from one another. I feel as though the repeat pattern has to do with trying to pull some kind of cohesion into a situation, pulling some type of cohesion into a situation, and it's very frustrated trying to in some way materialize and overcome its shortcomings. Okay, and I'll give you guys clues in just a minute. There was 3 things that I mentioned that you guys may have read on Instagram, on YouTube. Okay, so let's see if we get, this is the 7 of Wands, the white wolf. So this is a protector spirit, right? And the 7 of Wands is the protector within us. It is a familiar that walks with us to bring awareness into something. So just notice the synchronicity here. We have the white owls around this figure, and then we have the white wolf on the other side. So typically the High Priestess has a black pillar and a white pillar on each side. So very similar to these Pharaoh cylinders. These cylinders live like this beside her, representing chaos and order. But in this case, we have 2 spirits that come down through time with her. Remember, we're talking about future lives and past lives and interdimensional energy. So we're really trying to connect in every single direction. So there's nothing wrong that you are thinking. There's nothing wrong that you are conceiving. I called this video imagination. What was it? Imagination is just a memory from another dimension. I want you guys to really focus on that. The fact that this is like an expansion of consciousness, and there is no wrong in any direction. So I feel as though there's this vessel that needs to be filled in order to actualize itself forward into a solid state, in order to become the protector of some other energy in order to bring forward some type of other energy, but it has to fight through something, and it has to fight through something for a very long time. Okay, whoa, okay, so hold on. There's going to be a lot of weird words coming out of my mouth. I don't mean it in any kind of way. I'm not being dramatic. It's just, in order to do this kind of work well, you have to not self-edit. So you just have to be some kind of just like free in your speech pattern. Okay, so here is your message. There's two. I wanted two, so we got two. There you go. And I'm gonna actually take a little break. Not me take a break literally, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna read from the Journey Oracle. And so this is a shamanic deck, and so each of these cards was made during a new moon or a full moon, and so hopefully that will stir your imagination. And I want you guys to really listen carefully, and then as you are listening, whether you're watching this live or whether you are watching this tape, then please leave a comment and any feedback that you have. Everything is right, and if you don't feel comfortable, I understand, or if you want to send me an email with your feedback that I can post in the comments, let me know. Okay, so we're trying to gather information about certain subjects. I mentioned those in Instagram and on YouTube, so hopefully you guys read that. If you haven't read it, I'm purposefully not telling you now. We'll tell you guys in just a moment, and see if there's any other information. Okay, so we have, okay, this is the suit of the tree month, and this is the card name is Call or Haze. Okay, and so change. The power needed to shift this situation will be a distraught sound. Change will come by rejuvenating water. Your relationship to the change is the situation. In the situation is dark. The moment of letting go into the change will end smell of soil. The concern to be avoided within this change will taste of seed. Divine will. The wisdom of homecoming will empower the transformation. Completed transformation will be felt as a quality of flight. Dream on these questions. Is this the result of what you wanted? You guys can write this down. Is this all for zero? Question mark. Is this all for zero? That's very resonant. Is this all for zero? Is this the result of what you wanted? If you guys want to write down in the comments what you're getting, that's great. It's okay if you're not getting anything. I've been doing this for a very long time, so it comes more and more natural. It's okay. If the first time it feels like a little bit stuck. This is, and I have this thing. I'm like playing with it. How is this an answer? Bright light. So I'm going to tell you a story, okay? I'm going to read a story to you guys now. The resolution, a journey fairy tale, learning to sing. There was a man who believed he could not sing. At least that is what he had always heard. First from his schoolmates who taunted him with questions like, "What did you do with the money your mother gave you for singing lessons?" And later from himself, when any invitation to sing felt like a threatening danger. This agitation gave way to regeneration until he met a family who sang together as nightly entertainment. He joined in, matching his sometimes strong but usually wavering voice to the maze of sound, and discovered the unexpected nourishment. He never led a song or began one of his own when there were others nearby, but more and more he sang. The man moved far away and forgot that he had been slowly building the strength to resist weakness from his past judgment about his ability, until one day he found himself sitting on a hill overlooking the ocean on a summer afternoon. A heat haze screened the distant mountains like a dancer's veil left draped across the sky. Honeybees wandered their amiable route from flower to flower like drunks on a spree. A family of wood ducks circled in a shallow viridian sea of wild ruffled eel grass. The man closed his eyes and listened. He really listened. The bee drone had a hum in 2 notes. He tried to make the same sound. The wind jiggled the scaly branches of a dead pine tree. He tried to make that sound. He shifted his weight on the prickly crutch of Irish moss. He became that sound. He smiled to himself and said to the world on his hill, "Be careful what you say, I'm listening." The man remembered each sound and then strung them together, making a fence of sound that could be walked by, the guardian against inattention. He realized that he was not speaking the truth so much as he was singing it, and that this truly was learning to sing. Okay? Okay. So now we're going to move on to number 17. The power needed to shift the situation will be sound of an old familiar song. Change will come by being vulnerable body during transformation. Your relationship to the change is the situation like an embryo. The moment of letting go into the change will smell heavenly. The concern to be avoided within this change will taste of salt. Divine will. The wisdom of toughening the skin will empower the transformation. Completed transformation will be felt as a quality of shoreline. Dream on this question. Are you keeping track of all parts? Okay. How is this an answer? Wasteland. Okay. The resolution. So there's another story. Okay. And I'm just reading 2 stories. A journey oracle fairy tale. Buying a song. There was a man who created songs in an odd way. He did not find possible rhythms and rhymes. He treated each stanza as a place of potential healing, and then paid for the words that came as a way to secure its message into his life. First, he would make a random number of a small cotton square and fill them with cornmeal, breathing and praying over each one as he held it at chest height before trying with each piece of jute. To begin a song, he would notice something in his life that was just forming in his awareness. Perhaps it was an excitement or sorrow, or a cellular memory of work to advance his soul's progress. He would mask the elements and creatures around him to reveal the first line. Maybe a doe and her fawn would appear at the edge of the forest, and a man watched their animal joy. He would say, "Compassion stands nearby." He would understand these were the first words of his song. The man would next think, what rhymes with nearby? He listened for words that had a special shimmer, like the coats of animals do it in the sunshine. If the 2 words felt special, then this song would be composed of 3-line stanzas. Or if only 1 word felt special, then the rest of the song would be composed of couplets. Finally, he would let his mind play with a connection to the theme he had already chosen. And so this first stanza was completed this way. The past is just a sigh, hold in with hope and lies. When the man had a set of lines that spoke in a strong way, he would take a cotton tie and walk with it while singing what he had created. When he came to the extent of the song, he would tuck the prayer tie into some crevice or nook as payment back to nature for her help. Each time the man walked further and further, buying a song while meeting fellow travelers who revealed the next message. Okay? Cool. Okay, so let's see what else we can pull about all this. I have more cards. How are you guys doing? Are we good? So this whole idea started with this deck today. Actually, I don't know where it came from. It's a problem that I'm trying to solve, to be honest. I'm trying to solve this problem and have been solving it for quite a long time. This is more the metaphysical work that I do, so it's not necessarily temporal, or it's not necessarily meant for like a commercial setting, but I think it's gotten to the point where in order to explain manifestation and how it works, you guys have to see how it works, right? So this is really the point of connection. And so the reason we're doing this is in order to tether you guys, everybody who wants to manifest, tether to different little points of information that guide you along the way. So it's all about awareness, right? Yeah. So I really appreciate everybody encouraging each other to kind of contribute, and all your feedback is wonderful. So we have abundance. So this is the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. Yeah. And then we have 3. And then we have knowledge. Okay. And then we have the 5 of air, which is, look at this. Change. There's a different person within. They're all these. Wow. Okay. On the bottom is the King of Earth. So he's here. Maybe we should let him stay. He's cute. Hey girl, hey. There we go. So he can hang out with us. If you're cute, you can stay. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay. There's a comparison here. Can you see the comparison? There's 2 people. One person is focused on creating abundance through everything that they have. They're building upon the things that they have already. And then the other person is in some way really taking a deeper look at who they are and finding a different person within than that which they were on the outside. I want to encourage you guys to contribute, and whatever comes to your mind. You don't have to know tarot. You don't have to know astrology to make comments. Anything, like even that, you know, you like white wolves, that's perfect. But yeah, so I feel like I'm drawn to this possibly because there's several different cards that have this white motif, right? That there's this kind of purity. There's a level of sage or knowing that is coming through in this reading that wants to be known. It wants to be known that there is this kind of duality or duplicity that is in some way wanting to come through. And there's, I don't know if you guys can tell, but there are dragonflies flying around this woman, and she's veiled. She doesn't see everything because she has to look inside to find the truth, right? And to me, the white nature is kind of to do with immortality. Somebody said innocence and purity, very true as well, but immortality, whereas these 2 cards are very physical, right? These are humans, these are spirit form beings. And so I feel like in some way there's a real connection there between, hold on, there's a spirit form connection. Okay, I get it. So I feel as though there's in some way putting physical energy into the ground in order to allow it to, it's a representation as she's looking inside, right? As she's looking inside, remember who you are. Remembering who you are, you're right. Remembering who you are, and then there is the knowledge, right? The knowledge and the awareness that's inside of her, right? That's her inner world, and that turns into abundance, right? So she's manifesting and she's grounding that energy into physical form. Something is about to be born, isn't it? Something is, because this is a vessel that is overlooking everything. So it's like the oracle is overlooking everything and is bringing some, both of these came through as songs. So there's some kind of important message or something is crystallizing that is very pure and transcendent. And I feel as though there's like, one of the major themes that have been coming through right now is how much are you willing to put out there of yourself? How much are you willing to strip down of yourself in order to be present, right? So how much are you willing to push the envelope of your structural life, your crystallized life, in order to evoke the thing that is within? That's the question, okay? I almost feel like all the other cards are not suitable. Hold on. I just want to use the Mary L tarot. It's so funny, I just told someone, I'm like, I'm not going to use the Mary L tarot right now because of the South Node transit. Okay. So I feel like so something is being, okay, so no, we need to stay with this for a minute longer. So something is a pattern is repeating. This is a long-term pattern that has to do with reiterating something from long time ago. Over and over and over, this thing has been reiterated. This thing has been reinitiated, just like a turbine, over and over and over again. So this is once again an application of your Dharma trying to actualize. This is all this one person trying to actualize. It could be the King of Earth reactualizing an identity and to pull it out. So oh man, so this is the karma of this, or the dharma of this. The trajectory has to do with it's like, are you able to push through the membrane this time? Are you able to actualize that which is within? Are you able to go into that place and nurture this inside well enough, this song well enough, so that it comes through in this empty vessel, right? And then there's entourage too. There's entourage. It's like they're the seers and the protectors, and the seers and the protectors. It's funny that today, before we did this, in an earlier reading, one of my backdrops featured a little chihuahua. It was the first time that that I put a dog into one of my readings in the background. And this is, I know it's not a dog, I know it's a wolf, but it's still kind of a similar energy. The chihuahua felt like it was meant to be there. But I feel as though there's this nurturing and there's this like legacy of, in some way, trying to sauce something out. And the knowledge, the transcendent knowledge, the knowledge that you're feeling right now is the awareness that you are bringing forward into some type of crystallized form. And so when you crystallize that, when you're ready to change and put on the new mask, put on the new sense of identity, then you are bringing forward this new iteration, the new persona that's coming through. And so it's like, it doesn't necessarily take hold every single time, and it's kind of like it's trying to push through again. Behind it is the eternal emptiness. It's the eternal darkness. It goes in every single direction, and so it's bringing it forward because it has an understanding in the higher realms of being. In the higher realms of being of the universe, the universal awareness wants to ground itself and push forward into this. It wants this to happen. Now, we often think of Five of Air as defeat, but I feel as though this is not the defeat. This is fighting against the defeat in order to win out against it. And I feel as though Spirit is here with you in order to bring this forward. The knowledge that comes through, you really need to listen to yourself and bring awareness to that which is coming through. You need to write down that awareness if you're doing the manifestation workshop, because that manifestation, I don't know what to call it, if it's a class, a workshop, or what, but you want to write that down in order to realize that which you are manifesting, okay? So in order to align, because for this type of manifesting, you really have to make sure that you're well aligned to whatever that consciousness is that is coming through. Very nice. Very nice. So I feel like we actually closed out. I wasn't planning it to be like this, but I do feel settled that this message was very succinct. I think doing any more is going to be way over the top. If you guys like this, we can do other videos like this. So just leave me comments and likes and let me know, and we can get into it deeper. But I feel like for this purpose, this is closed out. Now what I'm going to do is, for the manifestation video, if you're getting the manifestation package, I'm going to go in deeper there for those of you who are doing the manifestation workshop. Okay, I'll call it a workshop, whatever, it doesn't matter. You guys sense what we're doing. This is like feeling work. It's not to do with like how to call it properly or how to say it, right? So I'm gonna put these away for now. I'm gonna do the activation as I promised for you guys, for whoever just wants to stop at this level, and then at some, it's so funny that we just ignored him. We just put him to the side and like, okay buddy, just chill right there. You know, that was funny. And then I'll do a pick a card for those of you guys who want the manifestation option. And then this video will also be available in the karma section. That's right. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember everything. So when I get into meditation, I forget stuff, because especially when you do a lot of readings a day, it's just you kind of float around. Anyway, so just to get grounded, I'll put this in the manifestation workshop as well as karma, so you can choose either or you can do both. So the deeper reading will be for both, and hopefully that will resonate for either one of you. I really appreciate it if there's someone who does a lot of work with energy themselves and in some way is getting some kind of crazy information. If you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment on the channel, then please leave a comment and email me, because we're trying to gather information. So speaking of gathering information, let me just in some way, remembering, right? Remembering is just exactly, remembering is the key word. It's in some way remembering another lifetime, a future life, or another dimension, right? And what you think you're imagining, you're actually remembering some kind of awareness. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so there's 3 different ideas that we want to kind of transition with, and I'll probably do this, but this is in terms of getting more information out of this. One is the idea of space foxes. I don't know if I'll describe them, and this is from meditations with other people, so, but we want to see if you have some kind of information to give to us. So space foxes, these are like foxes, and they're in space, and they are showing up through something that looks like almost interdimensional portals, and then they come through and they have weaponry like laser guns in some way, and they come in. They haven't made contact as far as I know yet, but they are in some way, they are some kind of, they're coming in rather than leaving, or on the periphery too, and there's several of them, like maybe 10 or 15. If that triggers anything for you in terms of consciousness and awareness, then please let us know. The other thing is there's this book and it has all the information in it, and so this information, when you look in the information, then you have awareness from the book. So if you have awareness of the book that I'm talking about, then leave a comment for us. And the third idea or concept that we're wondering about is crystals in the ocean. So there's crystals in the ocean. They've been thrown into the ocean, crystals of different kinds and different colors. So let me know if that resonates for you in any way, and if you have information about that. Okay, good. That's good. Okay. The book is not a book of shadows, it's a book of information. So, but if it resonates for you as, you know, the Book of the Dead, the Book of Shadows, whatever, that's fine. But I think it's probably more archetypal than that, okay? So now I'm just going to do this activation. So you guys have probably never seen this. In order to activate, now if you want, you can put some kind of Akasha, right, probably, that's what I'm thinking, but I'm not really sure. It could be a lot of different things. You have to really break the boundaries of definition. We're not talking about like you know, it can be anything, and anything that you have awareness for, then that is resonant in some way. So yeah. But don't try to use like concepts. We know all these concepts, like the Book of Shadows, Tree of Life, Akasha. Akashic records are probably the most abstract, but the idea is that you want to kind of push away the defining what other people have told you about. You want to in some way remove, you know, like, oh, the Book of Shadows or the Tree of Life or something. You just want to describe it with your own words without it being objectified by other people's words and concepts, because that's limiting, right? Okay. I know this is kind of like strange for some people, and so in which case, like, I'm sorry, but this is just something that we decided to do, okay? And there'll be normal videos as well. Okay, so I'll just use this because it's charged from my hand. And so basically what this does is that this uses and actualizes information. So I want you guys to focus on the dials. You can put in your own intentions also into this. This is really powerful manifestation. So hopefully it will bring about a certain type of outcome for you, okay? And I've used it several times and it worked, but in strange results. So I would advise whoever is doing anything to really don't do selfish requests, if that makes sense. Okay? Openness ones. Okay. This will take a few minutes. Okay, set. So I'm going to set this to the side just because I don't have enough room. And so now we're going to do the final part. So if you are doing the manifestation stuff with us, so this is going to give you a quick pick a card. It's going to be very fast, and then I'm going to go into it deeper on the manifestation playlist on Vimeo. Okay, so we're going to do a quick answer here, 3 choices, and then we're going to bring forward some answers, I hope. So these have to do with past lives, future lives, as well as interdimensional information. This is the Syrian Starseed Tarot. Okay, ready? Okay, so number 1, number 2, number 3, and if somebody wants to time cap this, that would be great for those people who are coming in for just this part. Okay, okay, so we're going to take a look at number 1. So this is past life, future life, interdimensional information to help us manifest through this season. Let me get this out of the way for you. And just as a reminder, I'll do this dedicated reading on Vimeo in the karmic playlist as well as the meditations playlist, okay? So we'll get more information on that reading there. Okay, so manifesting time. So information to help you and your awareness. So the house is the 9th house. This is the house of Jupiter. Broadening your horizons, travel, either spirituality and long distance journey. So in some way you have to make connections to far away places. Syrian Starseed, we have the 2 of Flames. So this is definitely about changing your perspectives. There's been an ongoing journey to do with changing perspectives and learning more about the world and building your awareness about the world. We have Seeing, okay, and then we have Difficult, Seeing, Difficult, and Small, Little. Okay, so the barrier is definitely not being able to access bigger places, things that are far away, and so you keep on trying to activate and reconnect with something broader, but you oftentimes have had through many different lifetimes a barrier and a difficulty to make that connection. I feel as though it's possible in this lifetime to make that connection in a broad way, and I think that this has to do with your manifestation. So this is the energy of your manifestation. We'll talk about it more on the Vimeo for manifesting. Okay, so here is your next number 2s. We have 3 cards. Okay, so the house that this is concerning is the 2nd house. So your concern is financial. It's also to do with the things that you value as well as your looks and assets and finances. So keeping equity in your own hands is a big issue. Sage of Orbs, Queen of Swords. So this is a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. I feel as though you have to make certain sacrifices in your lifetimes in order to assure financial security. You keep on having to make certain sacrifices, such as personal relationships, in order to assure of that. You long for a closer relationship, but when push comes to shove, you always shove away anything that keeps you from assuring your security. And so you go around in circles again and again through different lifetimes to try to in some way assure your security, but you long and you aspire to make those connections, and you have made those connections many times, but this is an ongoing feature of your life. So your message is opening. Beautiful message. Yay, that's celebrating. I want to rattle it. Yes. And then we have releasing. Yes. Good. Big. Wow. Okay, so I think this is a confirmation. I think in some way you are very much releasing those barriers in this lifetime, and in some way you are, I don't think that money is going to fall from your hands, but I think that in some way you are open to releasing something of value in order to kind of melt your heart and welcome in more emotions. So this is what we're going to talk about in Vimeo for your manifesting. See, do you guys see how this is grounding you guys? This is how you manifest, because you have to really understand it from many, many different perspectives in order to do it accurately, not just one, right? So let me know in the comments if this is helping you, if you're already starting to see how you can set your awareness towards manifesting more by doing step 1, which was this morning, and this past life regression, right? So both of these things, haven't they aligned your mindset towards knowing exactly which direction to manifest, as opposed to just saying, I want a boyfriend and let's manifest that, right? It's a repeat pattern. It's a repeat process. It's a Taurus, right? So if you don't know what a Taurus is, Taurus, you want to go into my manifestation playlist, and I did a sound Taurus for you guys there. Not my playlist, my channel, Varush Manifestation. Number 3s, let's look. So the house that we're talking about is the 5th house, hedonism, joy, fun, children, love, where you have fun, romance, create things, and are proud of. I feel as though there's a barrier for you and children. There's also probably some degree of alienation when you were a child. So you spent a lot of fun directed internally. So that created repeat barriers through different lifetimes of reaching out to other people in other situations. Here is your Syrian Starseed card. So we have Ascension. Ascension is the World card. So this is opening up to the world. So you're really kind of trying to connect and open up interconnections. Remember, this is repeat patterns from past lives, future lives, and interdimensions, right? So what you're breaking apart is the solitary nature of your existence, and you're reaching out to others and forming links and associations through this lifetime. This is a very good confirmation that you will be successful in this path. So we have choosing, okay? And then we have hope, which is the Sun card, very affirmative. And this is correlated, by the way. The fifth card and the Sun card are connected because the 5th house is ruled by the Sun. And then we have growth. So I think that you will grow out of your solitary element, and I think it's in this lifetime. This is, I would say, like, this is like 80s or 90% confirmation. This has some flux, so maybe in the 70s in terms of like being able to break through and break forward, and this is probably the highest one. It's just saying straight up, like, the World card is the reason why. So there's this ascension principle that is happening, an interconnection, and it's an active free will choice to hope and connect with growth. So your ideation here, your idea that you're wanting to connect with, is connect with the growth principle and activate you change from looking inwardly to looking outwardly for connection with other people, hope, and joy. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So as I said, the first reading that we did, the collective one, that will be up on your karma sessions, and then not on karma, on manifesting sessions and karma sessions, that's right. And then this will be the 3 videos for this to clarify each of these piles will be on your manifesting sessions. If there's something else that you need more for this manifesting, if you have questions, leave comments in the comment box. Thank you for participating. I'll split these videos up tomorrow so that you guys can have, you know, like little short tidbits. And so, yeah, thank you for joining me. I hope you guys have a nice day. And so, yeah, that was fun. Happy full moon, everyone. Bye. Hi everybody, and thank you for joining me, and welcome for your timeless message. I'm super excited to be here with you guys, and somebody asked in the pre-show if we could have the chest. So in this chest I switched it up, and we have lots of different cards, and these cards were around the way cards. They just kind of came to me, so they don't have a deck, so they live together. It's like us. It's like a big family of cards that are together, and they're all from different places. They all have different meanings. Anyway, I also have this, which you guys have seen yesterday in the pick a card. This is the Nirvana quartz. Isn't it so great? I can't have autofocus on, so hopefully you can. You don't, it looks like a hunky orange rock, like it's not, but it's like, it's super high vibration. We also are burning moldavite again, and then I also have my moldavite ring on, so hey girl, hey, let's rock this, okay? I kind of have to moderate my moldavite use because it's so high vibration. Here, I'll let you guys look at the cone. There we go, on the side. Okay, so let's make sure we have space for everything. This is a freestyle reading, so this was requested in the pre-show. We're just gonna see what happens. Okay, so first things first, the chest. If you guys don't know, this is an OG move. This is a chest I've had for a while, and we just have some cards in it to win it. We have 2, let's just do 3. These 3 cards came out. I'm gonna move the chest over. Let's take a look at what you have. The bride offers herself. Ooh, girl. Some kind of ceremony we've got here. And then we have the 8 of rods. Kind words are being said in order to improve situations. This is Mercury and Sagittarius. And then we have the Knight of Swords, a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Somebody coming very quickly, motivated by inspiration. I feel as though there's a situation here that is associated with a change of heart for the better. So wherever there was lack of interest, wherever there was lack of direction, I feel as though people are feeling inspired again. Here is the vibe. Let's find the vibe. The vibe is Orecle. So there's a necessity here in order to really make sure that you are clear and that you are prepared and you are ready and you are open for all the things that are coming for you. In fact, I feel like for some of you, you're letting this person go. Somebody who said harsh things to you, or someone who in some way put roadblocks to your personal development and growth opportunities. And so you have to cleanse your aura. I really feel called upon to say this, like if you're eating substances that create toxicity within your body, within your spirit body, then the more that you cleanse yourself of these substances, the more that you see clearly, and the more that you can actually have this type of energy, a clean energy coming through. This includes meat, so if you're eating meat and you're suffering with limited vision and limited intuition, cleansing and purifying your energy field is very important. The next message is vibe check. So I think that this person came into your life. This person came into your life because they were a test. They were a test to see how you were meant to interact, whether or not you stood by who you had become. I feel as though this is a third party to another relationship in which you want something to grow. You want something to grow and progress quite a lot. And so this person came in and he, in some way, was very difficult to deal with, very difficult, very intrusive energy, right? And so this person intruded upon your safe space, and it was for the purpose of checking where you are with things, checking where you want to see things grow, checking who are you going to be willing to stand by, who you are you going to be willing to see a situation through clearly. It was like a check from the universe. I feel as though you're opening up in order to really be authentic with regard to who you are, who you want to become, and where you want to see things grow. I feel as though this is a big risk that you're taking. It feels like a big risk, but it's not. It's stepping into the right path for you. Here's another card. Ooh, gentle spirits. These are the 5 turtles that are swimming around, bringing good luck and opportunities into circumstances. They swim among stars, right? And so I feel like the gentle spirits promise that good things are coming. Let me read for you guys. I'm not good at explaining this one yet. I'll probably, once I see it, I'll be able to. But so simply being, so it's getting back in touch to your pure energy, what you truly want. Right. So I'll read it to you in a second, but maybe not. I feel as though you're going back into simply being of yourself, and all of these tests that have been happening to you have been testing you to see if you are what your true desire is. At some point you made a decision because of ambition or because you thought you should to redirect your life in a certain direction, to do things a certain way, and it wasn't really true to what you truly wanted, and you forgot about the fact that you did that. You sacrificed your desire so that you could take a tangent, a side road towards something that you thought you should have. And now with this energy leaving you, you're left with your pure desire again. When we're young, we're often told that we shouldn't believe something, that we don't want something from our heart. You know, what we want is childish, that we need to change that we need to grow up, all that stuff. And so we do things because we have to. We have to go to school, we have to go to college, we have to get a job, we have to buy a car. And in certain respects, some of those things are not aligned with your simple experience of being. And so this is what this is. This is your clarifying your aura and redirecting. What do you truly want? Getting in touch with what you truly want. And what you truly want is to offer yourself into the direction that you're going. And don't be afraid. Fear is the second dynamic. So one is misdirection. The second is fear. And fear is the second dynamic, saying that what you want is not yours to be had, that in fact you're going to have to change yourself, misdirect yourself in order to align with the world, that who you are is not aligned with the world, and therefore you will have to change yourself in order to align. And it's like, no, scratch that, push that to the side. What you want, here, push this to the side, because that's one lesson we kind of covered it already. I want the spirits there, though. The turtles are great. So everybody throw up turtles in the comment section. The bride offers herself. So it's really you saying, this is what I want, this is what I'm putting forward, and being unapologetic about it. Okay, so let's find out a bit more about that. Let me know how you guys like this style of reading. I figured this out yesterday. I used to do this more on the daily. So you guys have, this fell out, the Four of Wands, which is the marriage card. Going after who you want, what you want, where you want. Three of Swords, broken hearts. And Three of Pentacles, hard work. And the Strength card, during the time of Leo. What is the broken heart? Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. Broken hearts are infectious. Be careful when Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings coming out of a broken heart. Broken hearts are infectious. And so in order to rise above your broken heart, you have to be very discerning of not taking on other people's narratives. So like a little child who was kind of, that's what this is. Somebody, you know, people try to justify their lives for altruistic reasons. They try to make sense. And then they say, well, this happens because of this. Don't trust men. Don't do this. Don't do that. And when you're impressionable, you believe it. And therefore you get so beaten off of the track of the things you want. Nobody's doing anything to you. It's just they're conveying their broken hearts. They're setting up expectations for you about the things that you need, that you want, and the things that you want. They're setting up expectations based on their life experiences. Here is the next message. Five of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the King of Wands. Okay, so moving on in a new direction towards a Leo, Sag, or Aries. Ace of Cups, new relationship in the world, and then the Devil. Capricorn, maybe a lot of desire is in this relationship. We have also the Strength card here. So I think you're progressing towards something, trying to overcome. These cards came through. The Seven of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. You're really in the thick of trying to dislodge yourself from patterning that you had chosen to participate in, but you were a child. You were a small child, and you took things on that were beyond your scope of recognition. You didn't understand what you were buying into. You didn't have all the information. Rainbow DNA. Let's read about the rainbow DNA. So, the variety of possibilities are all around you, rainbow DNA. The variety of possibilities are greater than that which you think. It's a part of your conscious evolution. That's what the technical word is. Visualize yourself spinning within this beautiful rainbow DNA, activating your potential. Draw upon the potent emotions of love and compassion to stimulate the harmonics of your heart and speed your pace of evolution. Each time you act from your heart, you contribute to the intentional conscious evolution of humankind and the healing of Mother Earth. So what you are is everything that you need to be. And I think that there will be another challenge that comes up, and this will be a Sag, Leo, or Aries man, sun, moon, or rising. You're going to turn towards that person. So be very, very cautious of stepping into a broken heart and feeling bad about the circumstances that are around you. There will be another test of your will, of your desire. Okay? And I feel like that has to do, you have to prove that you can be productive and you can be happy with what you have and be satisfied with the things that are coming to you. There will be an offer of a relationship. Turn it down. Body talk. Hey girl, hey. I think don't be afraid to say no. Be flexible. The octomotion, right? The octopi. Okay, let's find another message. Message. And receiving. You will be receiving so much. And we'll finish up with the Syrian Starseed and the Romance Angels. And then if you guys want to check out the extended, then go to either the timeless readings. This is from whenever you're watching. So I'm just reading at the end of August 2018, but you can watch this whenever you want. And then you can timeless reading or the August reading. I'll put that in there and then expand on it, or in the August monthly reading for those of you who purchased the August package. Hanging Man. We need more than that. Okay, so don't let the fact that somebody can't do something for you at this time make you feel like you're not desirable. And the Ten of Orbs. It's breaking your mind that somebody can't do something for you. You're internalizing it and taking the blame. And I think that throughout August that's going to change. Throughout Eight of Crystals, Sun in Virgo, which is right now. Hey, it's Sun in Virgo. Hey girl, hey, Virgo season. Today or tomorrow. Yes. Okay, so, and then we have Garden of Delights. Things good. The time of waiting is over. We'll find out what we're getting. And let's see the Romance Angel card. Yes, girl, yes. So many good messages. Deception. Oh, we'll need to find out about this. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. I know who it is. I'll save you some money. King of Wands. So don't, you know, these, it was funny if you guys got the packages. Option 3 in the Who is a Are They Good For Me series, the option 3, watch that. King of Wands shows up and he's like, he comes up as soulmate, but it was so funny because it was like he can say that to everybody. He's that type of dude. You know, he'll make everyone, he'll say, oh yeah, yeah, woo woo, you know? Woo woo. This deck has woo woo in it. It's so funny. I didn't even know. I don't think it's the same kind of let go of this person. They're making a good argument for you two to be together, but they'll make that same argument for everybody else, okay? So that's your message. I hope it helps, and check out the Vimeo for more on this reading, okay? Bye, girl, bye. Thank you for joining me, and welcome to this reading. This is called the Tarot Talk Timeless Readings. And so what I'm going to do is do a timeless reading on the topic of soulmates, twin flames, and love. If you're watching this video, you are called to click on the video and you are meant to watch it. That's simple as that. And hopefully it gives you an answer about your love situation, your soulmate situation, and your twin flame situation. Now, if this is inspired, I wanted to tell you guys that this is inspired by a friend of mine. She's very, very generous and a very good friend. She's so conscientious. She works with little kids and she's an amazing teacher and a really good friend. So I'm thinking about her as I'm doing the reading, but it's for everybody. So I hope that you guys enjoy this message. There will be many more. I'm going to do a reading here, and then I'm going to do the heart-shaped spread on Vimeo for those of you guys who bought the August package, the August bonus package, or the timeless package, which is the pick a card and other packages. I'll link them down below and you can choose which one is best for you. We're just going to have so many packages right now because of the transition into that. But overall, we're going to just keep it really simple with 1 or 2 options, like a cheaper option if you just want a few things, or a monthly option if you are good with, if a monthly option if you want like all the monthly messages. So anyway, I have my Syrian Starseed tarot, and I'm kind of in love. So I want to make sure that you guys comment, like, and subscribe. And if anybody wants to share these readings, they're timeless because they are timeless. Whenever you are watching this, this is the message for you. And so this is your love, soulmate, and twin flame message number 1, okay? Okay. Maybe we'll do it this way because you guys I really use, since I've gotten these cards, I've been doing this spread like this. And I don't know why, it just feels super right. So maybe what we'll do is we'll look at all 6 cards. I'll take a peek at the comments, and you guys can tell me which one to pick first, whoever's watching live, so you guys can get ready and When I peek, the first number I see I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll clarify. This is not pick a card, so this is a message for everybody. I know it's a little bit different, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know how you like this format, and yeah, I just want to hear what you have to say. I can't see your comments. There you are. So let's see your numbers. Oops, I think, hold on one sec. Ready to go? Number 5. Okay, thanks, Alana. I opened 2 windows by mistake, so let's close one. Okay, great. Hi guys. Thank you for joining me. So are you guys excited about this message? I'm so excited to do this. So yeah, I want to say hi to my friend. I hope you're well, and I hope this gives you some kind of good information, and thank you for inspiring me. You are my muse today. Hey girl, hey. Okay, so let's do this. So number 5. So we have the Emperor. Bang on. So I feel like the Emperor is here. So this is an issue concerning marriage. It's an issue concerning adult responsibilities and kind of coming into your own about the things that you are kind of answering to. I feel like yeah, that the issues concerning this circumstance have to do with him. It's not you, it's him. I tell you, it's him. And so I feel as though there's a time that somebody is trying to come into their own and trying to understand what their situation is. It's overcoming your ambitions for the purpose of understanding what your responsibility is towards other people. At the top of this this little pyramid here is the platonic solid for earth element, and so I think that the person may have a lot of earth that comes through. Now remember, with these types of energy readings, what we're looking at is this is the archetype of the Emperor, and so it manifests forward. It manifests forward in many people. One of the biggest mistakes that we make is that we attach the energy to a specific person, and rather than trying to understand that the energy is trying to connect with us through a variety of people until we connect to the right fit. So it's like trying to jam a wrong puzzle piece into the wrong square, 2 wrong pieces together, and trying to in some way make a picture out of that just because they're from the same box. So it's a little bit finer than that. So basically, with this energy, the energy of the Emperor is here with you, and the energy of the Emperor wants to be with you. But maybe I feel as though in some way you may be focusing too narrowly on the actual crystallized being, the person in front of you, rather than the energy that wants to connect with you. Here is the 3 clarifiers. You have the 9 of Cups, which is the wish fulfillment card, the Princess of Swords, and the 10 of Pentacles. And so, okay, so I think that there's a little bit of a, how do you say this? I feel like there's a little bit of a 10 of Pentacles represents family stuff, like family dynamics. I think a person has too much going for them to be willing to get what they want, and what they are receiving what they want, which is the wish card, but she's defending herself. She's defending this. She's defending the stability that she lives her life with. Now, if her life wasn't so stable, maybe she would accept the thing that is being offered, but for whatever reason, she knows that what she has is much more, not only valuable, but much more stable and much more concrete than that which she is being offered. It's simply she has too much to risk to take whatever is being offered. The universe has aligned itself to give her her desired wish. Her desired wish was for an offer from the Emperor. that offer from the Emperor is very narrow. It's not, she may be receiving a part of what she wants, but it doesn't truly answer her bigger picture. There's maybe a lack of stability there. There's a lack of follow through. There's a lack of continuation. So it's always in the immediate present moment that she's being offered these things, but there's no promise, and she already has that promise for herself. And so what happens is she starts to decide to defend it. It's hurtful to defend it, but she has to defend it. So she has to defend the stability that she already has, the relationships she has with her family members, and the stability of her own procurement, the things she creates for herself. So the things that the wish that she is being offered is not essentially what she needs. It's just a little part of that. Okay, so why don't you guys tell me the next card? I'm going to take a peek at the chat. For those of you guys who are watching, I'm going to just take the next number I see. So, hi guys. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I pulled out some crystals here. I don't know if you guys know this crystal, and I don't know if you can see it very well, but this is a pink crystal. This is number 4. Okay. Oh, I think we did 2 first. Okay, 2 first. Okay, 2. So this is a fairy quartz. This is, excuse me, a nirvana quartz. Oh my god, and it's reddish. I don't know if you guys can see the color because of the blues and everything else, but this is my favorite crystal. Can you guys believe it? Did you guys think it was gonna look like this? Did you guys think my favorite crystal was a diamond? Or we know it's the nirvana quartz, and it's the super happy quartz. It just lifts the vibe and the energy, and it brings fairies into our lives and takes us to fairy Neverland. And it's such a high vibration crystal. Like, if you guys need happiness in a crystal, this is it. This does not look like much, right? But this is the bomb.com. So you hold this and you're taken away to a fairyland, and it is so high vibration, so full of joy, that I hope that each and every one of you has one of these. Sometimes they come in clear. These ones are more rare, the reddish ones. So I was very lucky to get one. So I wish you guys happiness and joy. Okay, so we're going to do number 2. That was my intermission. Crystal intermission. Hey girl, hey. Okay, so number 2s. So we have the Seeker of Chalices, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. This could be a female or a male. The Seeker is the Page of Chalices. And so I feel as though there is a new relationship that is budding. There could be somebody young on the scene, somebody who's quite naive and doesn't really know the dynamics that they're stepping into. So I feel as even though if there's a third party, that person is not like they're not a homewrecker. They're just in some way conflated with the issue. Also, I feel like children might be a big part of things. Like the children may be a big part of things in terms of the dynamics, because I feel like they require a certain type of energy that one person is not necessarily willing to adapt to. So it's 2 scenarios. One is that if maybe this is a third party with a really innocent person, someone who's not a homewrecker, someone who just found themselves in this situation, or maybe like a desire in a new direction. One of the partners, particularly the man, if it's a heterosexual relationship, the man is seeking desire in a new direction. They're feeling the ambition and the love of a new direction. Or possibly this is heavily involving a people's disposition towards children. It's almost like he's not willing, or maybe she doesn't want to have more children and he wants a child, but more probable it has to do with the alignment, the love for a child being superseding that than the love for a man, and in some way him being jealous and not being able to carry that forward and not being able to deal with that very well. Here is the next message. We have the Hermit, and then we have the High Priestess. This is one of my favorite High Priestesses, if you guys don't know. And then we have the Ace of Rods. So I feel as though there's been a magical occurrence in interaction. This can also mean that a new energy has been spawned on the foundation. There was a foundation of what I said before with these child dynamics. There was a child involved, or maybe there was a very youthful person who had a very innocent energy that was being sucked into this relationship. And I think two people are innocent and one person is allowing their desire to kind of pull them in different directions. I'm not saying there's infidelity. In fact, I sense that this is much more to do with attention infidelity rather than physical infidelity. But I feel as though there was a conversation that sparked a fire. This is the great part. I feel like there was a conversation that sparked a fire in a new direction. And I feel as though the relationship, this has grown. It's almost like on a lava field, new tropical rainforests. They grow so lush because the minerals from the lava and the soil are actually very potent, full of minerals, and they're really abundant for growing life and flora. It's been a while, but I feel as though there was this great connection, and I feel as though there's an oracle and there's a hermit. So there's someone who is kind of a reclusive, someone who is a deep thinker, and then there's the translucent high priestess, and she's the one who doesn't, this person thinks introvertedly. They're looking inwards to understand the outside world. This person is expansion consciousness. It's called Da'at, which is the space between on the tree of life. Oh, I have a card here. I was looking at this yesterday. So this is Da'at right here. This line between these two points on the tree of life. So it's the connection between the divine and earth, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and understanding both. The high priestess is the only one who understands this space. So she understands the transcendent myth, and she understands the world here on earth. And so these two beings of knowledge, they connected, and from that was a spark. And so that spark crystallized manifestation. And I know that's really, really ambiguous, but what I'm saying in human language is, people talk, is that if there was a dynamic that involved an innocent child in one way or another, it involved maybe not child, but innocence. And that innocence was conflated with the desires of one person, either jealousy or sexual lust or something like that. Not towards children. I'm not predicting anything that kind of inappropriate. It's just simply, it wasn't a situation where there was a massive transgression. It was a situation in which someone was struggling, a human struggle. So it's not like someone was a perpetrator or nothing like that. It was just like, if it was a female, then she might be like a 20 to 23-year-old female. I just want to clarify that. And so it was a youthful energy, and it could be any age, but the innocence is there. And so on the bed of that innocent and the sucking in innocence into a situation that's complex between two adults, I feel like that really soured a situation. And after the fact, there was a conversation between the hermit and the oracle. And the hermit is the analyst, right? The Virgo, looking really specifically at details, and the oracle sees outward and sees the divine inspiration that we don't understand. So she's the only one who understands the blueprint that we are on. So she's the only one who can understand our plight. Oftentimes she's described as very callous and unsympathetic. The reason she's unsympathetic is because she sees the greater design. So human emotion and experience become reduced to nothing more than just a grounded interaction. It has nothing to do with the well-being of things. It's just our process. So that's why she becomes this kind of, she's an energy vault. She's a vessel for information. And so And so these two energies came together. The knowledge and the transcendent knowledge came together, and there was a spark, and that spark started something new. Okay? That's kind of exciting. That was a long one. So why don't you guys tell me another number? How's that going for you guys? Please leave me a comment and a like if you don't mind. Yeah. So tell me another number, guys. Should I show you another crystal while we wait? Let's see what I want to show you. Well, here's a little amethyst bulb. 3? Okay, we'll do 3. Here's a little amethyst ball. It has a whatchamacallit, a rainbow inside. I love it. It's so great. And it's got a little ghost inside, but you guys can't see it. I have to wait till I have my autofocus back. A lot of these crystals I shouldn't show you. We should save it for a rainy day. Okay, number 3. Okay, here's the love message for 3. Okay, so there's kind words that are coming into a situation. You guys can pick a card for this, I suppose, but that's not the point of this reading. So we have 8 of Cups, 8 of Wands. There is love. There is love in this situation. There is love in this situation. Yeah, if somebody wants to do time caps for this, do this, because that makes sense. I didn't even think about it. We're just doing it organic. So we have 8 of Wands, love coming into your life, love coming in droves, lots of communication. This is Mercury and Sagittarius. Mercury moves into Sagittarius at the end of October 31st, 2018. If you're watching on another year, that's fine. This is a timeless reading, so it'll apply anytime. But for those of you watching in 2018, Mercury is in Sagittarius on the 31st. Okay, so we have 8 of Wands. This is like love coming into your life quickly. There's a lot of love language that is being involved. There's 7 of Swords, which is Moon in Aquarius. This is like selective reasoning, very careful, taking steps in the right direction. Then we have the 10 of Rods. I feel as though the language is covering up deeper truths. There's a deep internal struggle with regard to circumstances, but there is virtue behind it. So it's like, you know, the feeling I get, this one will be super fast. Usually 8 of Rods is super fast message, but I feel like the people involved may in some way, there would be a lot of communication that's coming quickly, because the people involved, one or both, are super, super exhausted, and they have a lot of things going on, and they feel tentative towards whatever it is that's going on around them, and they're saying like things like "I love you" or "You're beautiful," just because that's the only amount of energy that they have available to communicate this virtue. Their virtue is genuine. So if you're wondering if in your love relationship this is a genuine thing, I 100% stand behind that. The only thing that you're struggling with is a really deep exhaustion. Okay? That's the answer. I don't really need to take it further. I saw 5, so let's do 5. We did 5 already. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 6. Yeah. Hi Liz, nice to see you. Sorry for those of you who are watching taped. Here is the next message. We have the 3 of Flames again. So more virtue. These are the same card. 3 of Flames and this. So we have 3 of Flames. And so I feel as though this virtue is very close to achieve. All you have to do is just keep on keeping on. Keep your energy moving forward. Know that the universe is providing for you and has provided for you and will take you in the direction that you need to go. I think that you're quite a lot more beautiful than you give yourself credit for. I think that everybody around you sees that beauty, and it's not like a low self-esteem thing. Like, you know you're beautiful, but your beauty is far outshines that which you conceive. That's that which you conceive about yourself, and it's like seeing your own nose. You don't quite see all the nuance to who you are and how it radiates. People really appreciate how you look, how beautiful you are. Here is the next message. We have the 4 of Wands, a happy home and happy family. Six of Pentacles, reciprocity, which is giving and taking in equal amounts, and Two of Rods. I feel as though this is, again, a very fast read. Three of Wands. There's a lot of Wands cards here. I feel like what it actually represents is, this is like a completion. This is a happy home, a safe home. There's a lot of love that is being given. All that love and all that stability is building up into a very, very financially secure and positive place. And so people intrinsically don't have fears in this situation. People in this circumstance, they don't have fears. They don't sabotage one another. Everybody's fulfilled. Everybody's looking towards their dreams, and it's opening up their vision more. I think that you will receive much more in terms of inspiration about where you want to go with things. I feel like, I mean, people are asking for help, you know, from you on a physical level, but you're asking for help too, and it's not a strenuous exercise. And I feel as though there's a lot of like cohabitation, there's a lot of closeness, there's a lot of like touching and hugging and eating together, very, very like corporal, very, very, very genuine and very holistic. It's not like it's not strenuous in any way. This is a beautiful option. If you're watching, you can watch all of these together, but if you want to just pick a card, then that's fine too. So if you pick number 6, I guess this is, I didn't plan for it to be like this. This is how it turned out. That's good. That's a good organic message. So I feel like if you chose this, I feel like you're right on your path and you're in a good family and a good environment. Maybe a little stir crazy because it's almost too good to be true. It's like, how can this be so comfortable? How can we be getting all of this? This isn't you driving the Bentley, but this is you getting a nice condo, making yourself comfortable, like normal things, you know, like this isn't like a glow. It is a glow up, but it's the best kind of glow up. Do you guys know the statistics on this? The statistics this reminds me of is, there's like this statistic to do with happiness or affect. Affect is feeling, and how it positively, how do you say, it doesn't positively correlate to income. As income goes up, affect reaches, it's a bell curve, so it reaches a high point and then it diminishes. So ironically, even though we think that the more we make, the happier we are, in fact, there is a bottom line, there's a level, and it's about the median income level, like middle class type of income, where you experience the most amount of life fulfillment and happiness, and versus the income that you make. So the amount of income you make does correlate with you in terms of happiness up to a point, and then the more money you make, more money, more problems. So I feel like this is that zone of happiness, that is that zone where everybody's comfortable, but you're not running behind trying to catch up to some type of future, or trying to kill yourself for another 50 grand, you know? Yeah, it's a very balanced, this is very balanced. Okay, 1 or 2, we gotta go fast because I wasn't expecting all this. Boom. Yeah. No, it's not 250,000. It's like, it's much less. It's very, $250,000 a year is not medium income. So we have 1 or 2. Yeah. No, the statistic, it's like, it's surprisingly low, and I don't want to quote it because we're watching from different countries. But it's true. A lot of people, if you're watching from a different country outside of North America, validate this and say, yeah, like, especially countries where there is, especially, we'll do 1 first, but especially countries where there isn't a high income, people are happier. So I want people, if anybody's here from like a country where there isn't as high of an income, just try to kind of support that. Okay, so here we go. Number ones. So we have the Tower. Boom. Oh my God, shock and awe. This is also to do with love at first sight. So it's just like a shocking event, a shocking thing that changes your life forever. You thought things were one way and they weren't another. You built up your ego, and now the ego has come tumbling down and you are free. So this actually was meant to be a continuation reading. At the end I'll rehash everything for everybody, so time cap that one too, please. So the Tower has come in. There's been a shock. There's a realization, and a freedom has been achieved. Sorry, I have to connect it because it's so clear. A freedom has been achieved from the ashes of the past, and you're emancipated. Not like the phoenix, but maybe more like an octopus or something, like a water animal. Did you guys hear that they think that 33 scientists think that octopi are alien creatures? Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Does anybody know anything about that? Let me know in the comments section. Here we go. So we have Princess of Cups again. There she is, innocent. She's the innocent girl. And then we have the Devil. Innocent girl and the Devil. This sounds like a Marilyn Monroe movie. Let's see. And then we have the Ten of Cups. Oh gosh. So there's like, well, I do think that in this situation, I feel that there is like there's definitely adult fun in this situation, and I feel like there's an this is a naughty one. This one seems like there is a girl and not a girl, again, young woman. There's a young woman, and then there's someone who has naughty thoughts and ideas, and it comes to be a lot of fun. And I think that it's pulling someone through a situation where they may have been restrained from pursuing. I think that maybe in some way there is a breakthrough moment on the limitations that a person has felt, and that reaches a great deal of happiness and cohesion. A friendship breaks through things that have been suppressed. Okay, so that's this one. And then we're gonna do number 2 last. Okay, so here we go. So we have 7 of Crystals, investment in the future. Here, I'll show you guys closer. Investment in the future. Somebody is taking a time out. This reminds me of what's that show from the Iron Stone, right? This reminds me of that scene where they're in the tower. I didn't watch many of them, but I saw a few. It's like he's taking a time out from everybody else to take a look at his crystals. This is like, yay, hey girl, hey. So he's checking out all his crystal points. They all look faceted, which is not that great. But anyway, he's taking a look, he's contemplating, he's trying to see the future. Let's see the next message. We have the 6 of Swords, moving on from a situation, trying to figure out a way, not moving on, moving on from problems. Before we get to the goodbye moment, there has to be at least an attempt to resolve things. There has to be a genuine attempt to resolve things and to put things behind us. The next message is the Chariot, overcoming emotional problems. This problem is not solvable with reason. It has to be solved with emotion. And it's the emotional imprint that is causing the difficulty in the dynamic. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. And this is the King of Pentacles in most decks. So I think that, okay, so what I think is going on is that there's like a contemplation of financial matters. Is there enough money? Is there enough to hold things down and hold things together? Somebody feels apprehension towards the future. In this deck, this card is called the Failure card, which represents a fear of financial failure, and so I feel as though Fear of financial failure. This person's thinking about the future, saying, I'll never make it. I'll never have what it takes. How do I figure it out? And then they find some kind of resolution within their heart. They, in some way, try to resolve the thing that their blockage, their financial blockage and apprehension. They come to terms with it. But I think what's coming is financial success anyway. So it's almost like they shouldn't have worried in the first place, because it was always coming. It was always going to be there. But it's still a process of learning that this person has had to go through. It's still a process of learning that this person had to reconcile and figure out, and ultimately they will become this, or they will be with this, and there will be financial stability. So it's like all this worrying about money and learning how not to worry about money, learning how to overcome one's hang-ups about money. But ultimately the answer is going to be simply that money will not be a problem. Money will be successful. So we kind of created this as we went along. I thought this was going to be one way, and it turned out to be another. I love this kind of environment, so don't worry about me. I'm fine. But why don't we do a summary reading, and then I'll do a heart-based spread on Vimeo so you guys can follow through with that if you're interested to find out more. So I feel as though it's like somebody, so if you're doing time caps, this is the summary, as if this is one big reading, okay? So now we're going to summarize over 5 minutes, and then we're going to go to Vimeo and going to do the heart-shaped spread there, free for anybody who got the August Vimeo package. Sounds good? Fair? Yeah? Yeah? Good? Good energy, hey? Okay, so we have the Tower moment. That's a breakthrough of happiness. This is not a angry, unhappy tower. This is a breakthrough of happiness, where someone was not expecting any happiness in their life whatsoever. And I feel like there's an emotional transcendent moment that leads to a conflation of family relationships, conflation of different people to harmonize and to come together and crystallize as a unit. Whatever kind of dynamic it is, that's fine. I feel as though on the foundation of all this transcendence, there was a key conversation, as I said, between a hermit and a high priestess. This is the dopest part, and this is the magic part. This is the manifestation. All these people are talking about this and that. They don't get it. So no offense, but yeah. So this is the moment. So I want you guys to really appreciate what this means. It's not specifically what was said. It never is. It's not even the intention. Somebody was like, it's the intention from you guys. I'm like, nope. it's the exact moment that it was supposed to happen, and it's outside of our influence, right? And then I feel as though from that initiation of something good, suddenly arrows of love start flying around, this and that, this and that, this and that. And I feel as though the apprehension, there's an initial apprehension towards this. There's an initial apprehension towards this, and I feel as though the individuals are weighed down by their own predispositions that are difficult to handle. One wants to give up because they have a predisposition to dip, to give up, and one is heavily overburdened. They're like carrying really a lot. And they're dealing with a lot. However, they keep on saying kind things to each other, and love comes out of that through that virtue. That virtue is reaffirmed between them, right? Right. And then I feel as though one of the people, most likely the man, is in some way trying to get over the fact that he cannot be a provider, that he is worried about his ability to provide, his ability to give security, to move forward. And in some way, the process is him coming to terms with that, coming to terms with understanding it from a different level, understanding what being a provider is. It's not the job you have, but the consistency of your character. And so at some point he comes to his answer. He comes to realize that he transcends. Maybe he has a conversation with a Cancer. He transcends and he understands what actual Seven of Pentacles means, the long-term investment in a situation, hey? But then essentially what happens anyway, this is the Fate card. The Fate card means that regardless, the destiny of this situation has to do with him becoming a Knight of Cups, no matter what his sign is. Knight of Pentacles, no matter what his sign is, he's gonna have what he needs, and he has that consistency of character, that really kind of centralized energy. And so when he does that, he becomes the Emperor, right? So there's the Emperor, and so he makes his initial offer. He makes some kind of offer. And guess what? The girl's like, nobody, you gotta step up a bit more. So she's now in her feelings. She's now in some way, saying, this was my wish before, but now there's this wish before, but now I have an idea of what I really want. This is Mercury in Virgo. I know what I really want. I know what I can manifest. And I know you're worth more than what you're offering. Let's do this. I'll explain this with the cards. So he's like, here you go. Here's the wish that you wanted 2 weeks ago. And she's like, no, buddy, I know what you're worth. I know you've got it figured out. And I know you're worth more than this. Because this was yesterday. And the time is now. So now you have to. The bar has been raised higher, my friends. The bar has been raised higher. Okay, so we have three of rods, and that will come through in an understanding of really mutual understanding, compassion, and love. So it's the harmonizing process. It's not about money. It's really not about money. It's about getting on the same page in terms of giving and taking. And it's on the same page in terms of building a home and a family together, reciprocity, whatever type of family you want to build, that's fine. But building a home and a family together, everybody putting in physically into the dynamic and expansion of consciousness. So rather than holding yourself back, holding each other back, there's a reinforcement. Hey, these are the wands, 2 wands, right? 2 sources of inspiration. So nobody is holding back in this situation. Very nice. You guys are making progress. This is good. This made me very happy. Okay, I'm going to do the reading on Vimeo. I'll link it in the About section. Please comment and like. That's the kind thing to do. And if one kind soul does the time caps, and you can do it, you don't have to do 1, 2, 3, 4. You can just do it in the way that we read it. Then someone can jump into the video. Also, if you could time cap the summary, that will be super helpful. Thanks. Okay, I'll be out with the rest of the September videos today, soon. And then we still have to do relationship compatibility for Gemini, I think Gemini, Capricorn, and one other sign, okay? Talk to you soon. Hey Taurus, and welcome to your reading for the horoscope spread for 2019. I'm excited to be here with you guys. This is the spread I do for you guys every single year, and this year will be no different. What we're going to do is do the horoscope spread, and then I will clarify the center message, the center card, and do the rest of the reading on Vimeo like I did last year. So that's where you guys can go and rent the videos or buy them. and watch each of the videos that represent an area of your life. I also did a full tarot card reading for 2019 for you guys on YouTube, and it's linked down below in your Taurus playlist. There'll be also an astrology reading that comes out and other readings that I do every year. It's a little squished because the camera's a little bit close in, but I hope you don't mind. So I'm just going to lay out the cards for your year ahead, and then hopefully we'll get a nice answer, okay? So what we're going to do right now is clarify or take a look at all the houses and find out what each area of your house main theme is, and then if you want more information, then just go down below. It's really important if you guys leave a comment and a like on the video, especially if you're watching a few months or even 6 months after it's posted. So if you're watching next June, then make sure that you're commenting and liking, okay? So the core energy for the year, ooh, Taurus, you've got the Lovers. Hey girl, hey. So Jupiter's in your 8th house. That's the house of adult fun, adult connections. And so this can mean that relationships become very important for you at this time. I think that you're set on having unique relationships that you've never had before, a different take on things, complete regeneration, a completely different take on things, a different look at things. That's what's coming up. Okay, so next, the first house is, and we'll clarify this in a moment just to show you how each of the houses will clarify on Vimeo, okay? So your first house is your personality. It has to do with your identity, who you are as a person, how you kind of carry your character. And for the first house, you have the World card. Now, for the purpose of the Vimeo reading, we're using this also as January. So in January, you can take a look at the first house to see how your January will go. You have the Universe card, which is the World card. So I feel as though travel is available. In January, we have 2 eclipses. One is a solar eclipse in Capricorn, and the other one is a full moon lunar eclipse at 0 degrees Leo. So we're looking at your 9th house and for the Capricorn solar eclipse on January 5th. And then for the Leo eclipse, we're looking at your 4th house of home and family. So home and family things may change drastically by mid-January, by the 20th. And I feel like the big theme for you is your 9th house, your mentality, your ideas, long distance travel. You may be embarking on some kind of total change and transformation right from the start of the year. In the 2nd house, we're talking about money. Your 2nd house is ruled by Gemini. Not much going on there. This is also the month of February. You have the Empress. So a lot of creativity will make you a lot of money this year, making something new, being inventive. Uranus is in your 1st house, Taurus, so that means that you are very creative, really thinking out of the box. In the 3rd house, we're talking about communication. This is where the North Node is in Cancer this year. So we are going to see some eclipses come through in Cancer. And specifically in July, there's going to be a solar eclipse that's going to be quite prominent on July 2nd. And it's going to bring something new into your life in terms of how you communicate. The North Node there is going to really bring focus on this house of communication and siblings. By the way, the Lovers does represent brothers and sisters as well. So you have the Sun here. So this is communication is very important for you this year, Taurus. You will have the opportunity to be very successful in communications this year. Happiness and joy. Short distance trips will make you very, very happy. Try to go see friends not too far away, maybe a drive for the weekend or something like that. So I feel as though, oh, and also in July, you're going to have a Mercury retrograde in Cancer. So in this area of your life between the 7th and the 31st. So I think that maybe July will be a key month for you in terms of relationships. I feel as though you will be communicating different aspects of yourself. If you watch the tarot card reading, I think you're really being called upon to kind of shift the way that you approach relationships altogether. So I feel like maybe this is a part of what's happening. there for you. So the fourth month is April, and in the fourth house we're talking about family issues, and this is the Leo house in your chart. We have an eclipse also in Leo at the 10 degrees of Leo on the 2nd of July. This is issues to do with family and home. Let's see what card you have. You have the Chariot. This is such a beautiful card for you guys, because this is promising that you will be overcoming family issues, family problems, long-standing feuds will be really kind of put to rest, or at least you will feel it very important to move past them. Look at this. I feel as though this year, the Lovers is a brother, it's a family card. So I feel like so far, it looks like your 2019 is really set on relationships with other people, maybe even coming back home from being far away for a long time. So this is the 5th house. It rules the month of May. And also children, romance, hedonism, having fun, all that stuff. And in May, there's not much going on astrologically. You guys have the Hierophant, which is your card. And oftentimes, many of you will have birthdays during this month. The Hierophant is the card of the teacher and community, so expect a lot of community stuff going on. If you have kids, their school activities are going to be front and center in your life as well. Okay, so let's take a look at June. And in the 6th house, we're talking about health, fitness, day-to-day activities. Let's see. We have the new Aeon. So June breaks forward a new path for you. You have Neptune retrograde. Neptune retrograde is happening in your 11th house of friendship. We'll get to that in a minute. I'll tell you guys about that a little bit more in a moment. But for now, with regard to June and health and fitness, this is the year to kind of think outside of the box, do things differently, change up your nutrition, change up the way that you exercise, change up your lifestyle habits. This is the year for it. So, like, look at this. At least half of the year is going to be glorious. Just beautiful cards right through. Okay, so let's take a look at your 7th house. 7th house is the partnership house, oftentimes the one that people are most kind of concerned by or interested in. And so here we have, in your chart, that is Scorpio, and Scorpio doesn't have really huge transit. It does have a Mercury retrograde on October 31st through November 20th, but beyond that, it's pretty chill. And you have the Tower. Whoa, I was asking too much. Okay, so partnerships are going to go through a huge upheaval, and I think that really has to do with the way that you're going to see things from here on in. I mentioned this in the tarot card reading on YouTube. I feel like maybe you are very much no longer tied to false promises of the past that no longer ring true. Nobody will be able to string you along by your words that were given to them 15 years ago that no longer hold water. Or especially if somebody's been treating you poorly, Taurus, I don't think you're going to stand for that. I think that you're looking for genuine connections with good people. You know what good family feels like, so now it's time to really put into play. Sometimes the Tower means a serendipitous moment when you have love at first sight. So for some of you, this can mean also like a huge event that in some way you connect with someone and suddenly you're in love, and it's great. And then we have the 8th house, and 8th house has to do with change, transformation. Your 8th house is ruled by Sagittarius, and this is where Jupiter is at this time. And so I feel as though there is a lot of opportunity and change coming into your life, lots of transformation, good luck coming into your life, a change for the future, for the better. This is also possibly if you are meeting someone with whom you're going to share resources with. If you meet someone this year who's like that before December 2nd, when Jupiter moves into Capricorn, you know that that relationship will be very, very positive for you. And you have the Devil here. So this is the card of Capricorn. So this could be somebody who is very business oriented, who comes into your life. This can also mean that your goal this year is to really rid yourself of any toxicity, such as those attachments that we were talking about just a moment ago. Maybe this year is really about releasing attachments, setting a new course, going a new way, a new direction, you know, being really excited about the true relationships, letting go of relationships that are not suitable for you. and like really figuring out what's right for you, okay? That's probably more of this than anything bad. But don't get into any kind of shady deals. Don't get into any kind of financial things that might be a problem. Really just make sure that you are approaching your finances, your money situations with careful regard, okay? So this is the big house. This is going to be a very active house for you in 2019. I can't believe I'm saying 2019. It's so crazy. Okay, so we have the ninth house, which coincides with long distance travel, higher education, also the month of September if you want to watch for that. So let's take a look at what card you have. And so we have the Hermit card, going your own way, you know, turning your back on the world sometimes, having to go your own way, having to tell the truth at the cost of possibly alienating yourself from people who reinforce the false truths that you have lived by, people taking advantage of you. Nope, sorry, you're gone. You're not interested. This could be also a long journey. This came through in your tarot card reading again on YouTube, that there's this long journey that you're on. This could be towards resolving issues with females, with mother issues. That kind of stuff could be getting resolved this year as well. So if that's your calling, then go for it. The heavy activity in this house has to do with the sign of Capricorn, which this house rules. You have a full moon, a solar eclipse on January 5th that's happening here. That's going to initiate something new for you in the world. There is a retrograde period in April in the 4th month. So this coincides with this. So there could be a family situation that in some way really pushes you to look into the past and try to resolve it. There's also a retrograde period here in the 8th house, coinciding with Jupiter retrograde in April as well. So I feel as though there's going to be a huge reorientation for you in April that coincides with possibly travel, family situations, shared resources. So you see what I mean? It could be something to do with your finances, and as well as reconnecting with family members, resolving long-standing issues, like really stuff you never thought that would resolve, might get resolved this year as well. And then when we're looking at just Capricorn here, we have a full moon eclipse on July 16th. That's going to be huge for you. I feel as though something that is stopping you, Taurus, from progressing forward with things is going to get taken out of your life, especially something that is holding you back from moving forward in the world. I think that this is the time in which you will move forward with things. And then in the 10th house, let's see, we see the star. So the 10th house is your career. It's your public life. It's also the house of October, right? So you can watch for October for clarity there. I feel as though maybe this is like very opportune and good luck events happen to you in your career and your public life, Taurus. This is like amazing things that come through for you that you never thought were possible. They're becoming available to you now. This could be a fated relationship also that comes through out of nowhere. You find yourself the ideal partner, the ideal business partner, or romantic partner, or both. There's just maybe some serendipity that's happening for you in terms of your career and public life. Maybe this is all connected. To me, it feels like it is. Something to do with your home and also your career. There's an alignment happening there that's really strong. Maybe pulling you out of a relationship you shouldn't be in. Maybe opportunities in the home with your family are pulling you out of a relationship that's toxic for you. If that's the case, congratulations. But the idea is that you're really breaking away, breaking apart from established norms. By the way, in October, you're going to have Pluto going direct right at the beginning of the month, and at the end we have that Mercury retrograde that I mentioned about for Scorpio here. So that's going to be something that may initiate a lot of changes. So this is the area of your life where I do think you're going to have a certain degree of, you're going to pay attention. You're going to need to pay attention there. We have Lilith in Pisces, which is your 11th house of friendship. And so let's see what card you have. This month coincides with the month of November, or generally your friendships and social connections in 2019. So you have the Lust card, the card of Leo. be very, very careful with people who are pushing you to do things faster than you feel comfortable to. There's going to be a lot of people who may in some way set incentives and say, oh, woo woo, go over there. This is a good idea. And especially when Neptune is retrograde, let me tell you when that is. Neptune goes retrograde on June 21st and won't be direct until November 27th. So you don't want to get yourself caught up during that long retrograde period of something confusing happening with your friends. So I think you should be specifically cautious with pipe dreams between the 21st of June and November 27th. Really be careful what you are being encouraged to do and put your energy behind. Remember, again, we have the devil in your 8th house, and so what that can mean is that you are also being encouraged to make unwise choices with regard to sharing resources. Your strength resides in your own resources and self-management. And this is the last house. This is December. This is also spirituality. You have Chiron here. I think that Chiron in the 12th house is this godly transit. It really has to do with kind of becoming of yourself and how do you say, not becoming of yourself, but ridding yourself of energy that is making you humble. It makes you humble, for a lack of a better word. Chiron in Aries, which is your 12th house, has to do with identity. And so you're questioning your spiritual identity, who you are in the world, and how that resonates with the world at large. So it's like, it's really that humbling experience. It can be painful, but in a different way. Externally, I don't think it's going to affect your life as much as internally. And once the inside changes, then the outside changes as well. So your card is the Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. So this is, so the last point is that you have this wonderful change for the better. And I think it has to do more with remaining present and prioritizing what you see as the truth now versus holding on to a truth for the purpose of holding on to it. That came out in the tarot card reading. In December, you have Jupiter moving into Capricorn right here. And then we have the solar eclipse in Capricorn on the 26th. So again, you're going to have the opportunity to really initiate something in your career and in your public life. Big stuff happening there. So if you guys like, what I'm going to do now is clarify the Lovers as the main theme for 2019 for you. And then I'll show you exactly which cards I'll use in the Vimeo reading. And in the Vimeos, I'll clarify each of these houses in those videos. Okay? So we had a lot of fun with that last year. You guys really liked it. I was actually really surprised just how you guys were getting videos right through the year. And actually the monthly way of reading was suggested by a few subscribers who were like, oh, I really watch this for the month rather than just area of life. So I'm like, hey girl, hey, why not? That's how you do horoscope spreads. It's one or the other. So they're right. And so, and I don't mind. That's great. I did it for myself for which month? I think for August, and it was so on point. It blew my mind. So yeah, I really was into that. So yeah, so as your core energy, you have the Lovers. And so I feel as though everything becomes secondary for you, Taurus, everything becomes secondary to prioritizing family and family relationships. Everything you're doing is for the future of your family. Whether you have a family or not, it's everything runs second, be it ideology, be it tasks that you have to complete, be it friends, whatever. I think you see very, very much for yourself which direction you're supposed to go and who you are in alignment with and who you are responsible to, who is your priority. And so I think in some way you are pushing forward in order to actualize that and make that a reality for yourself. Okay, so that is a priority. That is something that you are continually standing behind. Let's take a look at your cards. And so we have the Tower as your central energy, and then we have the Two of Cups. This could be love at first sight. Whenever you have Two of Cups and the Tower together, it's like no love, boom, there's love. Explains the 7th house right there. And then we have the Justice card, the Libra card. And so I think as though I think that there's a fundamental change that's bringing more love into your life, but you have to be prepared to embrace it. You have to be prepared to let it in and welcome it into your life. I think this is a balancing point for you, Taurus. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. Suddenly out of nothing, there's something. So suddenly out of complete issues that didn't work out, there's a resolution. The next card, Nine of Pentacles. I feel like improvement with your family and friends, specifically with family. I think you should be cautious with friends. Not all friends, but that Lilith transit in the 11th house will kind of, you know, bring in problems through friends if you're not careful. But family things, I think, are really strong. This can also suggest self-love. So maybe a situation doesn't work out for some of you, and you're surprised because you reach in, you get in touch with your heart, and you're like, dang, like, I really love myself. I don't need this. This was a waste of time. It cost me a lot of money, and now I got to find something better. The next message is the Knight of Swords, a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, Sun in Scorpio. Somebody's coming in, and somebody is seeing what's going on, and I'm not sure if they're not taking advantage of it or if they're not stepping up because they see it and they want to be kind of up. They see an opportunity to be in your presence. Overall, in the energy, I do think that there's a lot of opportunity for relationships here, but I feel like your primary, I just did your tarot card reading for the year, right? The one that I'll post in a couple days will be available down below when I do. But when I did that reading, I really sensed that, yes, love is available. But I think that where your head's at is not necessarily on finding love. I think where your head's at is really finding love for yourself and making sure that your life is going in a direction that's going to uphold you. You don't want any more tower moments. And I think you're coming into the year totally aware of that. Just to remind you, in January, just on the 5th, we have a solar eclipse in Capricorn, and we have a full moon lunar eclipse in Leo in your 4th house of family. Huge shock to the system. Home life and your world positioning, like where you are in the world, they both get changed right at the beginning of the year, okay? And Uranus goes direct in Aries, about to move into Taurus in the early part of the year. This is a fundamental change, and you can see all of this coming through for you. I can even sense energetically, you're the 6th sign I'm reading, and so I feel like I can sense energetically just how much of a shift that is. We have the lilies, and then we have the dog, and then we have the tree, which you can't see. There you go. We have the lilies, the dog, and then we have the clover. So good friends are going to step up for you. So I don't want you to worry about that, Lilith. There will be good friends, especially good family members who will come through and provide you support. I feel as though you're maturing and you're finding the right type of people to support you and connect with. So I think that you're no longer looking for people the way that you had before, and it was what you were looking for that was a part of the problem, frankly. So I think that putting yourself first and foremost is a big step towards success, okay? And then maybe somebody will be coming in who complements that, a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, or possibly a Scorpio. You and Scorpio are opposites, so it's a really good connection sometimes. But make sure that somebody's not coming in also who wants to disturb or to take advantage of the vulnerable moment, the vulnerable past. Your card here, this is the Trust Your Vibes vibe check. Yeah, check him out. Make sure that he's okay, that she's okay if it's a girl. It could be a Libra. Just be careful that they're not gonna dog you out or take advantage of your time, because you have so many good things. I do feel like this person is good for the most part. This could be several different people too, because this reading is kind of archetypal. It's not necessarily just one or the other. So this person essentially can be a good person and can represent a completely separate situation in which someone's coming in to disrupt, or who will disrupt because they're careless with your energy. Here is a positive affirmation card. So we have, I am pure spirit, and the message is, I recognize the true beauty of my being. I am the spirit of love shining brightly. So a beautiful message for you, Taurus. I hope you like this reading. So just to reiterate, if you want to check this out on Vimeo, you can get each of the houses clarified in exactly the same way that I did here. And the cards that I'm reading with are Thoth, and then we have the Dreaming Way Lenormand, the Tarot de Baleine. This is the Vibes cards, check your vibes cards, and this is the Louise Hay positive affirmations. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. Make sure to check out the videos down below and in the Taurus playlist. Thank you so much and have a wonderful new year. Bye-bye. Hey Taurus, and welcome to your December 2018 overview reading. I'm super excited to be here with you guys. This is your spread from Vimeo, and I will break down today what the court cards are and how they will affect your life. If you want to watch the whole reading, go down to Vimeo and get the package. I think I will do 2 series of videos in that section, so if you guys get the buy all option, those will be, all the videos will be included in that. I'm also going to do an astrology overview for this month, and ultimately we'll do a tarot card reading at the end. So nice big show for you today, but let's just begin with this video. I'll get you guys to comment and like as you watch the video, okay? So what we do on here is we talk about the court cards that show up. Pages to me don't really signify people, they signify maybe new beginnings and the type of energy that you are entering. However, this could be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or someone with whom you are just beginning a fresh friendship or relationship. So this person comes through. I feel as though this person is an antidote to some of the negative feelings you may be experiencing with family at this time, or with people who are close to you. There could be some turbulent waters, but overall the energy is really good. You've got the 10 of Cups up here, so don't worry, everything's going to be okay. The second court card that I have for you guys is the Queen of Pentacles, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. She is someone who really helps you to figure out your bearings in a situation. I think that everything is great this month, only that you have to work through one situation that is kind of destabilizing, and so this person in some way helps you to navigate this. This is a person who kind of reminds you of virtue in your life to keep consistent and on your goals. I think this person helps you to adjust expectations and to set forward in a healthy direction, so they're not going to let you down this month. Then we also have a Page of Pentacles. Again, this could be not a person, but rather a situation. A Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising person, if it is a person. There's going to be something new that begins in December. This could be a new job, this could be a new opportunity, or it could be a new friendship that is evolving as well. This is going to be a very fated event, and probably the most important event of December. One that the rest of your life will be kind of preparing itself for. This energy will mature and grow into itself over the next 2 to 3 months and through the eclipses. So you don't have to do too much with it right now, only to kind of bring to it as much positive energy as you can. Overall, December has the Hanged Man, and that came up 3 times. So what that means to me is that December is kind of a holding energy month. It's not the end, and it's not the beginning. And so I feel as though you're just meant to work through maybe an interpersonal issue in your family, a lot of celebration, a lot of just flexibility, dealing with interpersonal issues, but also joy and celebration and making plans for the future. So pretty good cards overall. So now what we're going to do is take a look at your astrology. Like I said, there's 4 big parts to the month, and they're all clumped together, so all the transits are in one sign, one at a time. So what we can do is right off the bat just show you what they are and then talk about them and do a little bit of a reading with that, okay? So by the way, I choose your order randomly, and I use cards in order to choose that order. So this is your card, the Hierophant, right? Okay, so we start off the month in Scorpio with all the shifts happening in Scorpio. You see, in the first week, this is all in your 7th house of partnership. Venus moves into Scorpio, from Libra after having transited and gone retrograde through Scorpio and Libra. This will be a push forward in terms of partnerships and relationships. Mercury will go direct in Scorpio, will enter into Scorpio, excuse me, on the 2nd of December and go direct on the 6th. This week specifically will be very important for partnerships. You may hear certain news. Remember that Nine of Swords there? You may hear certain news about a decision somebody has made, or possibly you have made a decision about the circumstances that you're dealing with. So these are important things to really pay attention to, because I feel like they're really preparing you for clearing your path for better things ahead. So if you're clinging on to things that are not serving you, they're not going to get you anywhere good. Okay, so we have 3 transits, as I said, in your partnership house. Let's see what partnerships are bringing up for you. So you have the Hermit, which is the Virgo, or maybe some type of separation in terms of you kind of doing your own thing. We have the Four of Wands. This is the Knights Templar Tarot. It's a really pretty deck. People really like it. And because it's angels and Christmas and stuff, so I thought, hey girl, hey. So I feel as though this is like a comfortable pace this month. Maybe it's taking some time alone, enjoying your time alone at home, or maybe with your family. The Seven of Swords. Not being really sure what to do with the energy. And one of the main messages I feel for this month is that you don't actually have to decide what you're going to do about the partnership, about family issues. I feel like you are meant to perceive them, navigate them, and wait until the eclipses come so that you can deal with them. Ultimately, the last card is the Queen of Swords, a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. So this is the person who you could be dealing with. This could be a man or a woman, sun, moon, or rising. But this could be also you making that decision. For some of you, that Nine of Swords means a breakup with your partner. So, but that would be your decision. Like you're making, she's the Queen of Divorce, separation. This is you deciding, like, I don't know how to make this work, so I'm going to have to dip out on this. This is not going to work for me. Or making a decision between 2 different people as well, and really kind of deciding on which path is the more reasonable one to pursue. So it becomes a decision about which path is the best path for you forward. Right? Okay, so that's the 7th house. This is the message. I feel like you're doing quite a bit of thinking about how to proceed in a circumstance or situation, what the best decision is moving forward. I think that you'll spend a lot of time thinking, but then deliberate in the exact direction you were thinking from the beginning. So you may want to save some time and enjoy yourself more in December. Okay, so the next placement is for December 12th, which is Mercury in Sagittarius, which is in your 8th house of changes, and death, transformation, the occult, all those things. There's also a new moon here on the 7th, and Jupiter has moved into this house. So it's a huge year for you in terms of change, transformation. When things end this year for you, wonderful things come in to supplement. So you should get really comfortable with this energy. Don't go like ham with it, because you can really throw a lot of things in your life off by, like, especially when Mercury is here, saying like, this is over, and before you know it, you're like, you know, in some strange place. So you may actually want to kind of calm that energy, but with the new moon, there'll definitely be an awareness coming through about what needs to end and what needs to change. And some of the things that are changing are your love patterns with other people. So the way that somebody has loved you once, is not the way that they necessarily love you now. And so this is something that you're going to have to work through this month. And you shouldn't make your month so complicated that you're not addressing that issue. I think that issue is very important to think about. Like, they still love you, but they may love you in a different way, or their capacity may be different now. And so you have to be kind of tolerant and understanding of what they're giving you. Here is your messages. We have 4 cards. We have the Fool, which is a new beginning. It's ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is in Aries right now, which is in your 12th house, so spiritual awareness. And then we have the Page of Cups, new relationships. See, that card's coming up again and again. So it could be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. A new friendship. You have lots of nice transits in the 11th house. New friendships are definitely possible for you this year and this month. Or a new partnership, you know. New people are already kind of knocking on your door, Taurus. I think that one of the things about your sign is that with all those people who took your flowers in the spring and summer, if you didn't watch my videos, I was just talking about how you had some run of really good luck in 2018, and then people around you, they begrudged you for it, and then they screwed you around for it. So if you have gone through that, then some of those people could be coming back around, or there could be this kind of sense of like people like really wasted their opportunities with you. And I feel like maybe there would be something good that is coming around for you. Some celebration, some joy, new beginnings, people who actually appreciate you, people who actually feel good about you. And then we have the King of Swords. What is up with you and these swords people? Geez. I think that you need them here because they in some way are teaching you exactly how you got shortchanged by the other people involved. The King of Swords is a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. And so I feel like maybe these people in some way have the Queen and the King of Swords in both spreads, maybe like really giving you the facts on what's going on and giving you perspective. Like you're trying to make the best of it and emotionally settle out situations, and they're like, whoa, listen, like they're really taking advantage of you and you're having such a stream of good luck. Like don't waste it on these people. You won't know them in 5 years, right? So it's a reality check I think that you're going to get, and I think it's a kind-hearted reality check from people that are considerate, people who do care about others' well-being. Okay, so the next message is for the 22nd of December, and that's when the sun moves into Capricorn, which is your 9th house right here. Very vibrant area of your life for the next 2 years. If you're in school, or if you're thinking about pursuing school, you should be in school, especially for graduate work, because that's like a 2-year program, 3-year program. This is the time to like really push that area of your life. Long distance travel is going to be amazing for anybody who's traveling. You might have this like spirit quest journey, or anything to do with thoughts and ideas. You should be reading lots of books and challenging yourself. This is an amazing transit, and with the sun moving into Capricorn, you're going to just get that much more positive energy there. There's also a full moon in Cancer here in your 3rd house of communication. You may finally say something about all this. And I think that it's been about 5 months of fuckery, you know, as we've said in other readings. Somebody took your flowers, man. And I feel like you've been like holding it down. And I know Tauruses, you guys you don't complain, you don't like fuss about, but I think enough is enough, and I'm upset for you. I'm upset for all the Tauruses that I know have gone through this kind of stuff, and it's all been like low-key, shady, underhanded, like taking a little bit away, you know, people playing with your feelings, manipulating you, you know, using your friendship or your relationship in order to get things off of you, all that kind of stuff. So I think with that full moon, you'll get a real opportunity to address it. If not with the people, then say it in some type of environment so that you can like assert yourself and being like, I draw the line here. Because like energetically, let's say, you know, let's say somebody takes something small from you, like your hairbrush, you know, like they take your hairbrush, they don't think anything of it, and suddenly it's sometimes like almost like a domino effect where more and more things start getting taken, and you need to say something in order to draw the line to stop that energy flow, because sometimes it's not necessarily malintentioned, but somebody could push a ball in the wrong direction, and then you're contending with that. So with this full moon, I really recommend that in some way, in a non-abrasive way, hopefully you won't pop your top off, but yeah, in some non-abrasive way, you communicate that you just don't want things to be taken from you anymore. Here is the next message. We have the Eight of Swords, which is like not being sure on how to deal with a situation or circumstance. This is your third house. This could also be to do with siblings, right? That Nine of Swords could be siblings. Siblings can be really hard to deal with, right? Like if they have their own agenda and like you have to deal with family things and you're not coming from it from the same page. So you could be like not sure how to deal with a situation and you're reading all of this and it's just bumming you out. Like I have like I think Tauruses are the best. I think you guys have very good hearts and I just don't think that you guys cause problems. Like they're just such an easy energy to be around. Anyway, so it's sad to see this because it feels like you're minding your own business and somebody's being sneaky. Like a Taurus with like a brother or sister who's like a Gemini, they're like, I hate that combination. I feel so bad for them. Because like the sneakiest of the sneaky Geminis or an Aquarian or something, Libra, you know? Like the air signs, like deking out a Taurus. And the Taurus is just minding their own business. But, you know, there's their brother or sister, the air sign, trying to take everything, you know, including their the channeled message's wife or life. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like there's this kind of feeling here of getting picked on. There's a feeling of somebody is being a wise ass and you have to deal with it and you can't really get away from it. Here is the next message. We have the Four of Cups. That Page of Cups, the Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Somebody's reaching out towards you to give you not a handout, but like energetically they're trying to reach out to you to make it better. And then we have the Chariot, which is the sign of Cancer. This is where the full moon is. I feel like a reset coming on. And then the Judgment. Ooh, the decision. Yes, Taurus, like yes, put your flag in the ground, mark your territory. There you go. So I feel like in this situation that's been unfair, that you've been biting your lip on, I feel like ultimately you're going to make a decision. And then once a Taurus makes a decision, it's set. So I think you'll make a decision, and I think that it's going to take you out of this kind of nostalgic mess that you've been in, and I think that that's going to be for the best. That doesn't mean you have to argue with anyone, but once you decide, nobody can mess with you either. So it's like, good for you, Taurus, good for you. Okay, so the last astrological transit we want to talk about today is Mars in Aries, which is in your 12th house. Not super exciting. Anything that has to be done behind the scenes should be done behind the scenes. Next month you're going to have a massive glow up because you're going to have this transit in Capricorn just rocking on through, and then you're going to have your solar eclipse in Capricorn in the 9th house, and then Mars is going to move into Taurus. So that's going to be a really cool energy. You're going to really like that, unless you're being lazy and then like just hanging out on the couch. That's not going to lead you. That's going to be frustrating. So you should be prepared to do a lot of work and get going on your stuff, you know. In January I think you'll feel really good about it. If you're rocking and rolling, then you'll do fine. Okay, so let's take a look at Mars in the 12th house. Behind the scenes work needs to be done. We have the 10 of Rods. Okay, so a lot of work to be done. There you go. And then free yourself from it. This is like the extra card in this deck, and I don't particularly like this card because it reminds me of like the piping piper, the one who stole the children, you know, all that stuff. They said the rats, but it was really a real story about a man who was kidnapping children. That's why I don't like the thing in like the 14th century. It's true. But anyway, so but in this card, the angel is like being emancipating itself by playing its own song, doing its own thing. So I hope for that energy for you. I hope that you're emancipating yourself from the attachments that are holding you back from doing your own thing and being successful. 10 of Pentacles. Hey girl, hey. So to replace the people that are shitty, to replace the people who are not cool for you, who are not good to you, there's going to be other people who do want to be a part of your life through the holidays. And then you have the Fool. You'll have a new beginning, right? So get your work done, celebrate the new beginning. You're out of the dip. The dip was really October and November. So December is like you're on the up and up now, Taurus. So hey girl, hey. It's a good thing to be a Taurus in 2019. And you guys really took that dip hard. I was actually really surprised because I told you guys that there would be an energetic dip in October and November. And then like suddenly there was this wave of Tauruses just saying like, this is like so intense, Farouche, like blah, 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 you know, it's been really rocky. And I'm like, whoa, that dip hit you really, really hard. I wasn't expecting it to be so. I think it was emotional. I think that Uranus, here, let me show you. I think what it was Uranus moving back into Aries. I think that this energy made you feel really confident. Like Uranus, I think Uranus is like my favorite planet. Uranus and Pluto are my favorite planets. And so I feel like losing it was like a big hit that you took, right? Because Uranus works so good with Taurus, I feel. Even though people say it's like detriment, but I don't think so. I think it's fantastic. I think it gives like Taurus more energy and more strength and vitality and flexibility, which Taurus actually really needs. So you are in for a 7-year wonder transit. You're going to be the wonder kid of the zodiac for the next 7 years. And even the bell says so. Hey girl, hey. So if you guys don't mind, you guys will leave a like and a comment on the channel. I have the Klimt Tarot to give you guys a little bit of a read here. And let me know how you guys like all the videos. I've put out a lot. Your 2019s are down in the description feed, and there's more and more videos added to your Taurus playlist all the time. So go check that out, yeah? Okay. So the Klimt Tarot, which I love, it's not actually by Klimt, but they did, you know when they make like a deck and they're like, oh, this is like the, or like you see art that's like inspired by an artist and it's really poorly done. They did a really beautiful job here. They're not trying to be Klimt, but you can kind of see the resemblance, and it has its own character and in some ways has its own kind of artistic merits. It's a beautiful deck, and the gold foil is nice too. So your first card is the Queen of Swords. So maybe you're supposed to turn to the Geminis, Aquarius, and Libras to kind of help you. You need to separate yourself, but at the right time, you see? So you have to kind of sit around, wait and listen, and wait to separate yourself to go in the direction that's right for you. Specifically with family members, I think that it's important for you to bide your time before you make moves. The next card is the Eight of Cups. Yeah, so we're not, what I was saying a lot in Vimeo, which kept coming to mind, is that I feel like you want them to kind of pull the trigger rather than you. So you want to get that person in a situation where they're like, nah, I'm gonna bounce, I'm gonna dip on this. And then you're like, okay, sorry to hear that, buddy. Pat on the back, you know, like, see you later. So you're in that kind of position where you don't necessarily want to confront the energy. You want the other person you want this situation to deprioritize emotionally. That's what the Eight of Cups can be about. So it's not so significant. So it's not so impactful. So you have room to breathe and to consider options and new direction. The next message is the Five of Wands. It seems as though you're struggling, but I don't think so. I think only on the surface. The struggle isn't that real. Like I feel like you have good people around you. From all the readings I'm just summarizing, you have business prospects around the corner. You're about to go in for a change. Yeah, you have to deal with some sad stuff, but like, doesn't everyone? So ultimately, sometimes, right? So ultimately, things are not so bad. And you have family members who are there for you despite maybe some other family members not being there. So I mean, yeah, it's never a perfect world, but maybe it's not so bad for you after all. So it's only stress on the surface. Maybe you have to be quick to make decisions this month, Taurus. So like when you're kind of, when let's say your aunt is inviting you for Christmas dinner and you know she wants to know, don't dilly-dally, like make your decisions super quick. Maybe this will help everything navigate. Yeah, here is the next message. We have the High Priestess. So I feel like you intuitively know what's going on for you in your life, and you don't need events to happen before you start making moves. And going back to your Vimeo reading, you were disappointed by a high priestess. Somebody else telling you what to do is not going to be the right piece of information. So in fact, you have to trust your own instincts. When you're really tuned in, you don't, people ask me all the time if I get readings. I'm like, no, because I'm tuned in. So when somebody else does it to me, or if somebody's like super psychic around me, it trips me out, because it's like radio signals, you know, like you have overlapping radio signals and then it just becomes like noise. So really get in touch with your intuition. If you're fairly new to this kind of stuff, that's tougher to do, but you can still do it. Everybody has it. Everybody has instincts, right? So think about what your instincts are. The main thing with intuition is to trust it, to trust the voice in your head and be like, and prove to yourself time and again that you're making the right choice. So I feel like you need to really do that right now. And I think that because there's all this stuff going on, you're kind of lit. You're kind of with it, you know, you're woke. You woke up for a minute. You might go back to sleep, but like you're woke for a minute, and in some way you're paying attention to what's going on around you. And don't dismiss that paying attention. Don't dismiss your dreams. And especially after the 31st, I know that's kind of for January, Mars is going to be in Aries, right? In your 12th house. So your dreams are going to be lit. It's going to be fire. Okay, so here is the next message. We have the Knight of Wands. Someone breezing through, easy breezy. Sag, Leo, or Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Somebody coming in really quick. Again, I feel like fast motion around you right now is not like in the best of your... it's not in your best interest. I feel like this person is favorable. However, the manner in which they move is distracting. Like, noise is distracting. Other people's premonitions are distracting. Other people's like psychic, you know, stuff is distracting. Their emotions and all this stuff. You want to like really tone it down with other people. So this person coming through in some way with all this energy and blah, blah, rah, rah, right? It doesn't feel good. It does not feel like something you need. At the center, you have the Strength card. Trust yourself, Taurus. This is saying, like, again, trust yourself, trust yourself, trust yourself. You'll see the outcomes of this in January. The next message is the Two of Vision. You're like a visionary, man. Like total visionary, seeing perspectives and seeing things, good things come through. The next message is the Last Judgment. Somebody's making a decision about you, or you're making a decision about them. I feel like more often than not, the Last Judgment is about giving someone another shot, giving someone another try. But it's definitely a final decision. Like, it's an ultimate decision. No more... It's wishy-washy energy, you know, back and forth, Taurus, back and forth. And I think to save time, at some point, you will be making a big decision, maybe around the full moon on the 22nd of December, okay? The next message is we have the Devil, Mr. Devil is in the house. I think that you're worried that really something evil is going to happen. It's not. All the evil that's been happening is low-key. You accepting people's bad treatment of you is evil. Yeah, and you've had a fistful of it in the spring and summer. And your outcome is King of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. So these air sign people are really important to you right now. And I think that, like, this is also you, Taurus, in some way discerning what you are perceiving. Or maybe this is a choice to go back to someone who's a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Somebody who you suddenly see as like an upright person, a decent human being. On the bottom is the King of Chalices, the King of Cups, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. So for whatever reason you are, this person, let's see, confusing. Suddenly the plot has thickened, I see. So I feel like, Taurus, that you're trying to, maybe you'll ask this person for their advice, and I know I'm contradicting some of the other reading, but I feel like the advice you shouldn't be trusting is the advice of a woman. And I don't mean that in like a weird way. I just mean, like, this time around women are no good for advice, and you actually need like a logical answer, possibly from the King of Swords, a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Someone who's going to help you kind of like subcategorize things, make things straight in your head. Maybe below the surface, you're really kind of, your heart is opening. You feel like you're stepping into a good phase of your life. This could be you, whether you're a man or a woman, and you're sort of ready and receptive to live your life, you know, and you're about to in some way give something to someone, or you're really open towards a relationship. I don't think you should let one in unless you're in one already until like January or February. I think that that might be too much stuff going on all at once, but I feel like you're ready and you're open for some kind of thing to come into your life, but I think you need to clean house before that happens, right? So you need to have certain conversations to make sense of all the people and all the politics that have been going on around you. You have to deal out the Knight of Wands, a Sag, Leo, or Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This person needs to be compartmentalized in your life in some way. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys, that's the guns, I didn't mean it. But I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season and Happy New Year. Of course, more videos will be in your Taurus playlist. You want to save that playlist because it'll keep you updated of what's new. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful New Year. See you in 2019. Hey girl, hey. Hi Taurus, thank you for joining me and welcome to this reading for love, soulmates, twin flames, true love 2018. I'm excited to be here with you guys and I'm very happy to do this reading for you guys. I'm just reordering the cards because they're all mixed up. Woohoo. Okay, so yeah, this reading is for you if you are a sun, moon, or rising Taurus. And we're going to look at love in 2018 and what that means to you. This is the Angle Tarot. It's an out-of-print deck, and it's quite beautiful. It's lovely for this spread. This is the heart-shaped spread that I designed last year for you guys. It's about you and your soulmate, twin flame partner, and what's going to happen for you in 2018. So let's give it a better shuffle. Let's get these cards really mixed up. These are archetypes because these are all high arcana, so just don't, just allow the energy. It's not meant to be like specific person or something, but you'll know exactly what it means to you. This is like an archetypal energy, which means that it's a theme, a larger perspective on what's going on for you in your life. Okay, so here's your cards. Ready? Taurus, for 2018 love, your first card is the Death card. So I think Virgo got the same thing. It means like there's a fundamental change and transformation that's going on for you in 2018. I feel as though you're letting something go for something better in the future. There's a transformative element to what's going on. You have to let go of the past in order to embrace the future. Both you and your partner feel this energy, Taurus. I think that it's really a time in which you will both need to go through a transformation. If you're currently in a relationship, then that relationship will have both of you taking a different approach to things. And by going through a different approach, you both will have the dynamic between the two of you is going to shift and change. Two influential cards on the relationship for you. We have, you're looking for the Sun. So this really represents your highest ideals for the relationship, Taurus. You're looking for love, happiness, purity, truth in circumstances. I think that maybe you're letting certain things from the past go and you're really starting a new year and welcoming in a new year. The next message is the Empress. So Taurus, you're looking for the ideal wife, or possibly you're looking to be the ideal wife. You're looking for children. You want to create. You want a safe home. You want a safe family. These are the things that are of highest value to you. You're really looking for beauty as well with the Sun and the Empress there. I think that you want harmony and you want the creative ability to manifest from yourself a real truth. You really want to bring forward an ideal some kind of icon, some kind of tangible representation of what's in your mind. You're bringing forward life. Maybe you're looking to have pets this year, or like acquire pets that you can nurture and take care of. This is also maybe you want to participate in gardening or some kind of cultivating energy. Here is the next two cards. Now these represent your partner, Taurus, and if you don't have a partner, sorry, I got caught up, then that partner that is coming to you, your twin flame or soulmate, this is the person that's what they expect out of situations. This is what they want. Here is the first message. Don't worry about the reversal. They want the world. So they want like a completion point. They want to transcend. Let me see. They want to transcend and overcome things from the past. They really want like a completion. So if you think of a present, they want it to be wrapped. They want the bow on top. They want a little note. They want the whole relationship to be established and secure. I feel as though maybe they're really done with taking things too simply. I think that they're looking for the whole experience. Maybe they want to travel with you, or they want to travel to you. Here is the next message. We have the High Priestess. And so with the High Priestess, there's insight and intuition into circumstances. So I feel like with the High Priestess, you are gaining perspective into situations and looking in deeper to understand some type of truth. I think that your partner really wants to either see a deeper truth. I feel like, excuse me, more so than looking within yourself, more so than looking within themselves, more so than looking outside of themselves, is the need to find a person who cultivates them as an oracle. So it looks as though they're the person who sees vision, and they need to quiet the mind and quiet circumstances so they can bring forward the clarity of vision, so they can see forward the opportunity and clarify their vision, clarify their circumstances, and be able to kind of have that environment that will allow them to convey deeper truths, to understand deeper truths. So this is a very philosophical kind of desire. They want to have the space, a relationship that allows them space to see the greater world, to understand. So their meaning for the relationship is to understand, to have a deeper cultivation of the world in terms of their mental. They're trying to understand what's going on around them, whereas you're kind of more in the physical plane, looking at beauty and those kinds of things. Those things are not inharmonious, but they are of a different modality. That's good. That makes for an interesting relationship, provided that each of you can support the other one in those goals. Here is your next cards. This represents your next step, and this is your partner's. This was the first, which is the Death card. Your next step is the Emperor. So this can represent you, or this can represent someone around you, or your partner seeking a marriage possibly, or a business, really kind of creating a lot of structure in your life, create that foundation. So I think that you're really focused on building foundation and building up your directions, excuse me, building up your directions to be successful. I feel like it's very important for you to have clear-cut rules this year. I think that you really want things to keep things really clear and clean. I feel like in 2016 or 2017, there was a lot of needless circumstances, a lot of needless qualities that had problematized situations beyond something that was reasonable. And I feel like needless situations that problematized situations before what was reasonable. And I feel as though you are really not into clutter this year, really not interested in, having a more difficult time than you are just being awarded altogether. I don't think you have a terrible year ahead of you. It's just you want to avoid problems, and you're the first one to kind of make sure that that is what is going on for you. I feel like you really want a lot of kind of visceral experiences, which means doing doing or trying to achieve certain things. The next card is, we have the Star. So the Star is the card of destiny. It's the card of overcoming. It's the card of transcending things. It's the truth and the promise. Your partner's next step is they're stepping into some great moment in their life that is going to lead them to where they are meant to go, where they are meant to personally evolve to. So there's directions that they are going that are informing them in the direction that they're meant to go. So it's like they're in the perfect space, and they're clarifying their dharma, or the direction they're meant to go. I feel as though they may be participating in university or school in some way, or some kind of deeper learning about personal evolution. They're getting things really done in their life, and I think that they're really macro managing their life towards directions that they want to achieve. The next two cards represent advice cards, or the spiritual advice cards that you and your partner should take on. Your first message is the Hierophant. So this is the card of Taurus. So your next step is to form communities, or the advice is to form communities with other people, to align yourself and your goals with others towards finding success, towards achieving some kind of goal. So two heads is better than one, and I think that you need to find alignment to the things that you want within yourself. I think that you need those things mirrored in 2018. Mirroring is when you find people who are like-minded, who can help you boost your confidence about the things that you are achieving, who carry forward the same qualities as you do, and from which you can feel empowered or strengthened to achieve something, or to gain further growth in that direction. So that's not necessarily with relation to your partner, but it is in relation to getting ready for when that relationship evolves. Now, if you're already in a partnership, you're both kind of doing similar things, and I feel like it's closer than maybe some of the other readings, but still you have your own agenda, and you can't help them with their agenda. It's like they have an external event that's going on in their life, like they have to complete university, or they have some kind of other thing that they are participating in, and so you are also focusing on the things that you are achieving. Maybe you are actually in university as well. Maybe you are studying as well, but yours would be much more to do with a specific purpose, or a specific purpose or goal. So as for them, that would be like academic studies. Yours would be much more to do with like a completion of a certificate, or kind of legitimizing your skills in some way. The next spiritual advice card for you is the Wheel of Fortune. So I think that when you reach out to other people, a lot of good luck will come to you. I think that if you run the risk this year of, if you don't reach out to other people, if you don't form an external community with others alongside these value systems, then I feel like maybe this will just put too much weight on the relationship, and that might be a difficult challenge for you both. So in order to kind of nurture the relationship and foster the relationship, you need to focus on your social interactions. social interactions with others in order to demystify the circumstances with your partner, right? So in order to do your own thing so that you don't put too much pressure on the relationship. Now, if you don't know your partner already, it's going to be a minute before you connect with them anyway. So I think that your path is to connect with others as well. It doesn't change anything. Your path is to connect with others, and at a certain point that might even lead you to a connection with them. Here is the next message. See, they need to make a serious change in their life. This is the Fool card. That doesn't mean something bad is happening, but that does mean that they have to, if they want that destiny, they have to change. They have to start it now. Here is the next message. If you don't know them, this is just giving you a perspective. If you do know them, you can tell them I said that. The next message is the Hermit. So they need to find a certain journey and really identify within themselves that which they need. It's almost like you're watching them grow and mature and come into themselves and become more empowered. It's like you're watching everything transpire for them, and you see them kind of realizing within their life what the meaning is. The Hermit is all about kind of street smarts, right? He's lived his journeys, and he's more informed because of the life experiences he's had. And so I feel like at this point the advice is like they need to have more experiences so they learn, and then you're kind of watching them come into themselves. So if you know them, you're watching them. If you don't know them, then that's what's happening. They're becoming a more mature, a whole person, someone who is like more composed. Here is the next message. We see the outcome is the Temperance card. This is the alchemy marriage. This is the fusion. As a Virgo, I had this as the outcome this year, and it was really about fusion of qualities. It's like when two people come together, and then it's like you're both doing work in your area of your life, and then you come together and you have this fusion. You have this fusion that combines the lessons you've learned and the lessons that they've learned, and then you have this very powerful exchange that allows you to draw a higher purpose, a higher understanding. You grow each from sharing, and this is also the marriage card. So for some of you, this will mean marriage. For you, it will be much more like a practical marriage, but for them, it's much more like a life path sort of thing. So that's how each of you will approach it. I think that you'll feel like it's much easier, and for them, expect them to be perturbed or kind of really very preoccupied with the idea, very like influenced by the idea, whereas you are more focused on, kind of like the money. If it's not like an actual religious marriage, then it could be like a civil union, or maybe just living with someone, or like coming together. This can also be harmony through sexual activities or romance as well. So it could be wherever you are in the stage, because there's people watching from all kinds of different age groups. It will be different for everyone, but this is definitely you and that person coming together and exchanging valuable information from which both of you grow. Really beautiful reading, Taurus. I hope you guys have a really wonderful time in love in 2018. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out my 2018 readings in the About section below. They're on a playlist called Taurus 2018. And then also I did a Vimeo reading for 2018 that clarified each of the houses of the zodiac in a separate video. Those are on Vimeo. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. I hope that you are looking forward to this. It looks like a wonderful journey with you and your loved one. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye. Hi guys, thanks for joining me, and welcome to this reading for 2019 for your sign for the transit of Jupiter in Sagittarius. This transit begins on November 8th, 2018 and finishes on December 2nd, 2019 in the sign of Sagittarius. Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, so we're going to do a special read for that today. And what we're going to do is read with the Syrian starseed with a general overview of your life, and then take a look at the astrology for this transit for your sign, which I'm about to find out. You guys know about this. And then we're going to do a dedicated love reading with the Art of Love Tarot to give you more insight into the upcoming year. So I was going to do this just as a transit reading, but it ended up being actually a reading for the year. So I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to comment and like, especially if you're watching a few months in. Those comments really help down the road, okay? So if you guys come back and are watching in April or September or July or whenever, then please make sure to take a time to comment. Okay, so here is your first message. We have the Nine of Orbs. This has been coming up for people, so don't feel bad about it. The Ace of Chalices. I like what I see. That's the Ace of Cups, and the Starseed card, which is the Fool card. So I feel like maybe from the darkest moment in your life, you're rising above into one of the biggest exaltation. So you are rising above to a state of happiness and joy, and a new beginning opens up for you right after you feel as though you have, you know, really found yourself in the worst spot imaginable. So I feel like maybe a new relationship is coming into your life, or a new way forward. You see a new path forward. There's a new sense of energy. Maybe you ask the universe for assistance. If you find yourself in a really dark place, asking the universe for help really does help. So try doing that if you're feeling this currently. And then we have the Starseed card, which is the Fool card. And so this is the new beginning in a new direction, and having hope for a new beginning as well. So it's kind of a juxtaposition between not being able to see any other hope in a situation or circumstance, and that magically turning around to an amazing energy that is full of hope and wonder. So congratulations with that. Your next card this is the sign we're reading for. This is for Taurus. Hey Taurus, so this is the High Priest, the Hierophant card. I have these cards to use instead of the regular astrological deck. So yeah, it looks Taurus has been through it, you know, in the last month or so. I think that Taurus has definitely gone through some moments that were less than, you know, nice, less than like uppity or hopeful. I think all of my November readings for 2018 were called like Who Took Your Flowers, Taurus, like the Ferdinand, you know, the bull. And so I feel like you were given great gifts this year with Uranus in Taurus, but very quickly I think that Taurus is I don't find Taurus as very jealous, and so I think what happened is, because you're not jealous, other people were jealous of you. And so I think that maybe some of the things that you were being given were taken away almost as quickly as they were given to you, and you got stuck with, you know, second rate kind of energy, which may have even left you in this area of the Nine of Swords at the end of the year, at the beginning of the year. So Taurus, I feel as though this is a turnaround year, and for you, Jupiter is moving into the 8th house of change and transformation, which means this is also the house of sex, so a new sexual beginning for some of you, but definitely letting go of anything that was stopping you in your way, especially that malefic, not positive, bad energy that was with you, that took those flowers from you, that made you so upset. It's almost like you are being astrologically given a very special time in your life with Uranus moving back into back into Taurus for 7 years. But I do feel like it's not going to be, you're going to have to adjust how you treat other people and how you allow yourself to be treated. So no taking from you anymore. Now you are able to kind of move along towards now you are able to move along towards outcomes that will yield for you better circumstances. And now when people are trying to look at all the good things that are coming up for you in the upcoming year, especially starting in the spring, so March or April 2019, then once you're getting side-eyed, now you know what to do. Now you know to protect this, because I suspect that in 2018 you had very similar energies, Ace of Cups and the Fool card. There were new beginnings being given to you, and as soon as you received them, they were taken away. And they were not taken away by the universe, they were stolen by people who were begrudging you what you had, right? And so now in 2019 and 2020, you will be more resilient and defiant and hold on to your flowers, hold on to your loot. Here is the next message. We have the Sun. I love this. And I think that the karma of everything, because we're not supposed to talk about karma too much, but I do feel like if you have been robbed by the people around you, if you have been in some way taken, if your property or if your good energy has been sucked out by energy vampires in one way or another, universe is going to protect you and bring that back around for you in 2019. The Five of Orbs is the Five of Swords, and then we have the Master of Flames, a Gemini, a Sag, Leo, or Aries. So this could be a Gemini actually as well. But I do feel as though Taurus, you have to in some way I think a person will come into your life who will bring in very positive energy, who will bring in a lot of enabling energy for your success. I feel like your main goal for 2019 is to really take care of your confidence, that the way that things had been taken from you before are not going to be taken now. And I feel like you're meant to kind of rise up and get excited once again as soon as possible. Remember that this transit is not going to really pick up for you until March or April, when Uranus moves back into Taurus. It'll be pretty early in the year. I don't have it marked down, but it's somewhere in the springtime. Uranus moves direct in Aries in January, but it's all at the end of Aries in January. So I'm guessing by March or April, Uranus will be back in Taurus. And so that is when you will have the upsurge of opportunity. And with Uranus, it's not so much like Jupiter, opportunities coming into your life, change and transformation, because it's in the 8th house. With Uranus in the 1st house, maybe I should show you. With Uranus in the 1st house, what we're looking at is, it's almost like natural selection, like you have an ability to discern where the benefits are. Where are your benefits? Where can you get benefit from this situation? Where can you grow? Okay, so let's see your clarifying cards. So we have the Four of Stars, the Four of Wands. There was a situation to do with the home or something really quite close that made you feel very uncomfortable or very worried. I feel like maybe there was even a heartbreak associated with this environment. Then we have the Seven of Stars, which is the Seven of Wands. You rose up against this energy and felt confidence once again. Remember, this is more of the love reading, but it's correlating to your general life energies for the year. And then we have the Universe card. You may choose to travel, or you may choose to go on a journey somewhere to separate yourself from the energy that kept you down and so low. Now, if you're not traveling, if you're really localized to a specific place, then you will separate yourself from the people and the situations that were holding you back in 2018. What you experienced in the summer and the fall of 2018, you will naturally shift away from that, because you will automatically feel that that's not the right place for you. The next card is the Acceptance card, Harmony. This is the card of Sagittarius. A great happiness comes into your life, a joy and fulfillment. the Five of Orbs, we have the Death card, the release, and the Metamorphosis. You have to pull the plug on something. You can't allow certain things to persist. And I think that you find a solution for yourself full of joy and happiness that is a vibrational match to the things that are happening for you. Concurrently, you have the other situation that is still draining you energetically. And so I think that this card has a lot to do with you having to pull the plug and disconnect from this situation so that you can enjoy the positive experience that is before you. The outcome card is the card of success. It's the Six of Stars. And so I feel as though you make this connection, Taurus, with a Sag, a Leo, or an Aries, and this will be a passionate connection full of love, support, mutual adoration. I feel like this is you taking a choice, making a choice to release things that are not working and to embrace the things that are working well around you. And so when you look at your chart, what you will see is Uranus in the 8th house. And so that is not Uranus. I keep switching them now. Jupiter is in your 8th house, which is encouraging these kinds of acts of change and transformation. Whenever you release something, you get blessed with something else. So what I'm going to do now is a special surprise. If you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you'll know what we're up to. But if you're new, let me explain it for you. So I used to do this on my daily show where we would light a sparkler and make wish for success or happiness to come into your life if you needed it. And so, Taurus, today we're going to make a wish for you, and you can watch a video for your sun, moon, and rise. You can watch as many times as you need. And as the sparkler is sparkling, please make sure to make your wish, and please make sure to let the universe know what you want or what you need, okay? So here we go. Okay, Tauruses, I hope that you guys are excited about the next 2 years ahead. I think that the next 2 years are going to be really, really special for you, and I think that you guys will really step into your own, especially when Uranus moves into Taurus again. So right now, things are behind the scenes a little bit. You feel a little bit kind of behind the scenes, covered up. But when Uranus moves into your first house, that's going to feel very powerful. Jupiter in the 8th house is going to produce so much change and transformation. Everything that you need to improve will be within your reach. So a powerful combination between Uranus and Jupiter, and I think that you should feel pretty excited about that. Okay, so thank you guys so much for joining me. Please check out your other readings for 2019 in the description in your Taurus playlist, as well as your Vimeo horoscope spread. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will talk with you soon. Take care. Bye.